Oh, I'm gonna have to fix this. Okay, because I can't tell. I need to see. Okay, that's how I gotta do it. Mm. You want me right now. Here with you. Thanks for the like. Can y'all hear the music? I don't copyright to the music, but I just feel like jamming a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down one octave. Okay, we about to get into this tea. Okay, make it make sense. AKA MIMS has posted a video entitled "Albie Shore versus Kim." Oh, I ain't got my glasses on, child. Albie Shore versus Kimora Quincy and Kim's sister. There we go. For now. Um, it says emergency Diddy hearing. Okay, so let me get into this tea real quick. This morning, no, I want to listen to this song on repeat because that's what I want to do. Yeah. So, anywho, this morning, right, I was scrolling. I follow Albie Shore. For those of you who don't know who Albie Shore is Kim Porter's other baby daddy. He is the father of Quincy, and that's a whole lot of, a lot. But long story short, it's been alleged um, from Albie Shore himself that Diddy tried to unalive him. Literally, when he found out that he was coming out with his story about what he's been through, and he's been talking about it ever since he left the hospital. Apparently there was multiple attacks on his health or whatever, so he's not quiet about it. He's not, tight lipped. Like, he's speaking up, and he's been speaking up about it. It's just people are just now starting to hear him. Long story short, this morning when I was like scrolling, I follow him. It popped up first thing on my page, which I thought was interesting because he posted something about Diddy. He reposted a post that alleged Diddy was calling people, using his influence in jail, his influence with connections that he has outside of prison. I said jail, prison, to contact witnesses and threaten them, as well as use his influence, via YouTube to persuade, his fans to kind of make him look good by posting his daughter. I know Sean Davy Way had it, okay, but long story short, he reposted that, right, and it was the first thing on my timeline. And I'm like scrolling through the comments because I'm a comment watcher. Like, I love to look at comments because it be tea up in there. I be learning so much in the comments. I be laughing in the comments. I be arguing. No, I don't be arguing. I don't be arguing in the comments, but it be a lot of tea up in the comments. Long story short, so I'm trying through the comments, and all of a sudden I can't click through it anymore. And I'm like, I know he ain't did this post because it was definitely a post and delete, but I just got here. The post been up like at least an hour or so. I don't know. Don't get me to lying, but he reposted the post and it been up, and that was that. So I realized I couldn't like click into other people's like comments. So I'm like, okay, he must have deleted it. So I went to his page, and sure enough, he deleted it. Thanks for the second like, period. So yeah, he deleted it. Excuse my appearance, okay? I'm always gonna look like rags at home, okay? Period. I mean, for the most part. I am gonna start getting dressed for my YouTube videos like I do. I literally used to, I didn't buy clothes to do videos. I brought a ton of like date night outfits, and I just started wearing them on my YouTube videos because I wasn't going on any dates. So I stopped doing that like a year ago. So that's why I don't get dressed up for my YouTube anymore. But I'm the type of person, if I'm at home, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I might look like rags. This is Face from work. I worked in the office today. So here and up is definitely always going to be sitting. Face card never declines. But here and down, some issues. But anyways, thank you for the likes and thank you for the views. And let's get back into this tea. So when I went to his page, you know, my suspicions were correct. He did delete that post, no trace of it. So that gives you the thinking, like, why did he delete that? But the last post that this morning, I don't know if he reposted anything today since this morning. But the last post that he had up basically was, I don't even remember what it said, to be honest. I don't remember what it said, but I was in the comments per usual, per always. And the kids, Lala, the kids are currently staying with Lala, in case you all don't know. Lala was supposedly Kim Porter's best friend at the time, right? So that's who Diddy trusted his children, specifically the daughters, the teens, you know, because they're still like 17, I believe, you know, finishing their senior year. They just celebrated senior something. I don't remember what it was, but they just celebrated something that was a senior event. I don't know, couldn't be senior prom, but it was a senior event. Yes, we have our glasses. We're gonna get into this tea. Judge your mama, okay? Take the plank out of your own eye. But yeah. So she went under the post and was coming at Albie Shore's neck. Okay, I was like, I know the content creators I follow was going to talk about this. So it says I'll be sure versus Kimora, Quincy, and Kim's sister. So I find it interesting because people were in the comments, like, people was going toe to toe with her niece, because she was like auntie. So one of her nieces was up in there, and she was going toe to toe with people. Lala was toe to toe with people. Well, what I can say about Lala, aka the guardian of the twins, to me, obviously it's giving paid off. Like, it was giving. She couldn't even. I can't get my sentences. I'm tongue tied, but she couldn't get her, like. It was like short paragraphs, you know, like nothing to make a mistake of. Hey, Peace Jones. Hey, Boo. How you doing tonight? I'm so happy to see you, Bill. But yeah, I'm talking about this Diddy T girl. So the I'll be short, you know, right now, that's what I'm talking about right now. The little tea that I caught this morning on Instagram in the comments, like, it was going down in the comments on I'll be sure's page. His not his son, but basically what Lala said, like, you know, you need to stop doing that. Before I come out and tell the real tea of why Kimora stopped messing with you and it's bad. Like, to me, it was given, Diddy paid me. Obviously, she's being paid to take care of his kids. So, you know, it's just given. I don't trust her. I'm going to just keep it 100, keep it a buck, actually. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her because she's like a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a minion. She's a puppet. And then I seen people in the comments was saying, like, now Diddy's daughters are starting to question their own mother's death. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get. I'm talking about the twins. It's just so deep, but I'm glued, ears glued, eyes glued to the streets. Okay. So, anyways, long story short, they going back and forth in the comments. People leaving their own opinions. A lot of people was coming for Lala because it's like, it's given paid off, and I it's given paid off. Like, she can't even. defend herself or the children or whatever properly because it's getting paid off. Like, it's a lie. It was all a lie. All a lie. That's what it's given. So he was responding to that. He responded to a couple of other people that was coming for his neck. He responded to a couple of other people that had his back, you know. And he posted, oh, that's what it was. He had posted receipts of a communication between him. My guess is they were trying to paint this picture like him had nothing to do with him, didn't want anything to do with him, canceled him out of the light, you know, that kind of thing. That's my guess. Let me put this over here because I'm over here. But that's what it was given, right? But he posted receipts, text messages, and conversations between them. Really cute sentiments, you know what I'm saying? That showed that, you know, they always, I would say the receipts that he had, I believe, was like 2016, 17, 18. I believe she passed in 2020. Don't give me the line. I don't know. But I believe it was between, I think it was 2020, you know, that in the height of COVID, and that's what they try to, you know, label her death as after it was labeled a murder. Because at first it was labeled she was unalive, like purposely. And after the coroner that, you know, first examined her body said that she was, he's been dead for a few years. Yeah, they had a new coroner come in there and say, oh, it was because of, like, you know, pneumonia from COVID, whatever the case may be. Perfectly healthy woman today dies tomorrow of this, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what it was given. So it's like they all passed. That's a whole different thing. But Albie was one of them. Like, he was one of them that had these mysterious things that happened to him. And long story short, he didn't pass. He made it out alive, and he's here to tell his story. And a lot of people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So people was under the comments like, why Kimora? Like, they tagging Kimora, like, Kimora, why you ain't saying nothing? To be honest, I don't trust Kimora either. You said that's crazy. Man, this whole debacle is insane. I'm intrigued. I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued because this is the next level ish. This is when you have that kind of money, because you know, with money, it's salacious, it's scandalous, it's suspicious, it's terror. Like, I like watching those type of shows on TV, but the crazy part about it is this is real life. Like, this is real life. You know what I mean? Like, real life. And it's even more interesting because I'm one of those people that prefer to watch black shows over white shows. No offense. No offense. But, you know, look at, like, the Real Housewives, except for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake, because they be coming with the pieces. But if you look at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I never watched until a couple days ago, my sister forced me to watch it because I was at her house. I was just like, it's just not giving. Like, I like to see, like, it's not aesthetic pleasing. Like, why they still look like they stuck in 2019 and 2021. I prefer the more black episodes because it's, I don't know, maybe it's relatable. I don't know, maybe the styling, whatever. But I would love to see this play out on the big screen. I'm not even the big screen. I want to see series after series after series because we got enough to go on, you know? You said, I think Kimora wants to stay out of it, but she knows a lot. She knows a lot, and she used to talk about it. She used to fight Diddy. Like, her and Diddy didn't like each other, allegedly, because of what her best friend went through. What I can't respect is that, like, why are you so now? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, excuse me, people were speaking out on it. And the reason why I'm saying that, because honestly, I didn't have no opinion towards Kimora until I seen the title that is Be Sure versus Kimora. So my guess is, since I watched, or, you know, was snooping on Instagram on Albie Shore's page under his comments, my guess is she must have came in the chat. I don't know. I'm just prejudging right now. But my guess is, it's like, yeah, why, Kimora, why aren't you speaking out? Like, didn't you used to have this beef with Diddy? Like, why are you quiet all of a sudden? A lot of people are speaking out. But nonetheless, she might be speaking behind the closed doors. You know, she might be one of the witnesses. It's a lot of witnesses, okay? It's a lot of witnesses. It's a lot of false stories. I will add a lot of them that you be like, huh? But let's be for real. He got away with murder. And he got away with a lot. And a lot of people know. A lot of people know this. Like, I keep my ears in the YouTube streets heavily pertaining to this situation. I've been doing it for over a year now. Since Cassie came out, since she came out with her, civil lawsuit that next day, if that didn't trigger something for you all, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But it triggered something for me. So yes, I do believe knows a lot because she definitely did not like the ninja. So I'm interested to see why she got beef with Albie Shore. Because I don't understand why anyone would have beef with him. His son was taken. People were in the comments like, oh, nobody could stop me from my son. You don't know if that man threatened to live his son if he came for him. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think. Like, I really feel like Diddy is ruthless. And we're gonna get into that a little later because I've been hearing some things. A lot of things been happening today. But I really feel like Diddy ruthless. I feel like maybe one of the threats outside of the physical actual threat that he made. How good are you dead? Okay, if you are the only surviving parent, how good are you unalived? Okay, if Quincy is left on this earth without a mother and how good is Quincy left in the palms of Diddy's hands? At least with his father still here on this earth fighting and telling him, begging him to come back home and this, that, and the third. Like, at least he still has a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing the best he can. And I don't feel like we should judge him for that. And I feel like, people was in the comments talking about, oh, yeah, that's some BS because no way nobody could keep me from my child. Situations are different. That man, I just heard today from a video that I posted yesterday featuring MIMS and Jaguar, right? Really good. I watched it today. I was trying to save it for you all today, which I'm glad I didn't because now we got new stuff to watch and review. But she basically said that his insides, what happened to him on his supposedly dead, what happened to him, his insides looked like a bomb exploded. Okay? That man is not supposed to be here per se. But God has a mission for that man. He is the surviving witness that went through with a lot of people, including Kim Porter's coroner. I don't know how you really say that word, but that one. The one that said that, oh yeah, she was this, that, and the third. They all passed mysteriously the same way. The same kind of thing happened to him, but he survived it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's time to hear this man speak because he ain't talking for nothing. And this man ain't stopped talking. He been talking. You know what I mean? It's just, some people are just starting to catch on. And then there's the people that's just like, oh no, nobody could keep me away from my child. That sounds good. And I'm a mother of 4 and I'm going to keep it real. Okay. It's Chrissy Unpopular Opinions. It sounds good. But if somebody tried to kill me and my insides looked like there was a D-bomb, okay, like D-Day blown up inside, my organs look like that. And if he made a threat that he would do worse to my kid, man, I'm better off alive than unalive. I need to fight the best way I can for my child on the outside. And that's exactly what he has been doing. Exactly what he has been doing. He has not shut up. He has not shut up. And that's proof. There's videos dating back from the moment he was in the hospital, from the hospital. He straight up said what happened to him. He got jumped. Like that was another thing. Like he got jumped and all that. Like, y'all heard Albie's story in case y'all haven't. You said, I think, oh yeah. All right. We already seen that. Hold on. All right. So let's get into this tea. I just wanted to give y'all some background why I feel like, this title stood out to me. Albie Shore versus Kimora, Quincy, and Kim's sister. I don't know who Kim's sister is, but I don't know if I felt like Lala is the best friend. But basically what they were saying under his comments, like, you need to stop doing this. The kids don't want you doing this. And blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, he's still standing his ground. Like, they're trying to guilt trip him into, like, Diddy's kids is not approving and blah, blah, blah. Like, Diddy kids are allegedly under his spell. I get that. I would love my mom right, wrong, or indifferent. I would love my father right, wrong, or indifferent. Like I said in my last live pertaining to this, I'm pretty sure his kids know exactly who the monster is. Maybe not in depth as far as SA, but I'm pretty sure they seen the monstrous side as far as abuse, threats. You know what I mean? If somebody's too far going high all the time, they're not really paying attention. Like if he always have his kids and he's off in outer space off of the baby oil. Okay, like if he's always off in the baby oil, like of course they're gonna see glimpse of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this tea, and I want to know how I said I wanted to listen to one song, and it kept playing. Oh, that's because I can't see. Makes sense. That's why couldn't see it. All right, so we about to get into this tea. I'm gonna give you my commentary. I'm watching this time. This was just recorded probably about an hour or less. Let's get into this tea because it's been a lot of tea today. So
what's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and I miss Wendy Williams. We got a lot popping off, so like the videos and intro plays, we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me intellectually. That's what you were talking. Maybe I'm not interested. I don't know.
So, anybody else dance for intros? Not the old lady twerking. Not her putting the leg up.
Like this one behind me. Hi, yes. How are you doing? California. Oh, very nice
California.
To meet you. You're gonna do an interview with us? Sure. Okay, because we were just talking about here along Bourbon Street and the STD rates been going on here. And so, how long have you had an STD? I don't have an STD. Oh, then why did you want to talk? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Are you serious? To be ashamed of. Oh, okay.
He always have the best intros. I promise you guys.
Okay.
That was funny.
Okay, so all this popped off technically with just Quincy posting this photo. You guys know that Jack came on my channel and she had a lot of positive things about Al B. Shore, who is her friend, and it just got me to going to follow Al B. Shore. I had no idea all of this was going on until I started commenting. So Quincy posted this pic.
Oh wow.
And it says, here. Here's a rare photo of me with my mom and dad. I miss you every day. And
where the dad?
Once I saw Kimora say now Quincy, I was like, okay, this already started off messy. Like,
okay. Wow.
So basically, what I took from this photo was that Quincy was acknowledging that his father is Diddy. And after the court documents just came out about Quincy taking direction from Diddy, like all the rest of the children, doing that Instagram post with the baby, this was Quincy's acknowledgement of who he stayed by. So when Kimora kind of checked it, I didn't think that it would go this far. So shout out to
I don't follow Quincy, so I don't know what happened.
Creator on TikTok, Shop41. She had this to say. We'll get into what just popped off.
So a couple days ago, right, Quincy posted this photo of him and his mother, Kim Porter, and said, here's a rare photo of me with my mom and dad. Love and miss you every day. Now, clearly there's no father in the picture, but here's his father, Al B. Shore, and him and Quincy have always kind of had like an up and down relationship his whole life. And up and down meaning, I don't think Quincy's ever denied Al B. Shore being his father, but he's always considered Diddy his father, and that's another story for the day. However, on Al B. Shore made some type of post about Kim Porter, and someone commented, oh, you are nice. Do you see the shade that just shone through at you? And he responded, it wasn't shade. His father was the one taking the photo of him and Kimberly. Then he responded to another comment.
You're saying that the
okay, because now it's starting to make a little bit of sense, okay? Because I did see in the comments something about, I don't know, I seen in the comments or, yeah, I think I seen it in the comments, and I think it was something that Al B. Shore said. I think he referenced a photo that Quincy posted. You know what I mean? And he has a right. No, it was probably somebody defending him. That was like, Quincy posted a picture first and he could tell his story too, you know, period. I think it was something like that. So now it makes sense because I'm like, where is the father? So basically, I'll be sure responded saying no. It's like one that took that picture. Okay, period.
As high as it goes. Okay, so I'll just paraphrase for you guys.
I got you.
Quincy, I'll be sure comments. It wasn't shade. His father was taking the picture of him and Kimberly. That's just everyone being thirsty for more perceived drama, all for the internet. Wait for it, Netflix and 50 cents. So remember, Jack was telling us that I'll be sure.
Oh, something else that I heard today from MIMS video that he did yesterday with Jaguar, right? Maybe am I predicting what he about to say? Because yesterday Jaguar said that Quincy 50's son was named after, I don't know, after I'll be sure. I don't know, something like that. Something like that.
Will be on the 50 Cent documentary. Now, Jack was trying to connect me with the dude named Bo. Connect me, I'll be sure. That would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Please.
Somebody went on to say, beautiful tribute. I'm glad you're taking the adult approach with this. Once your son wakes up out of this brainwashed mindset, you two will have a beautiful relationship like never ever. Like never before.
So.
As his father, no matter how much he pushes you out or away, never stop trying. Forgiveness is key.
Right.
I'll be sure I guess I had time because he said what my son Quincy knows very clearly is that I actually took this photo of he and his mother Kimberly in the parking lot of Toys R Us.
Wow.
He wanted the red car so much that he decided he was going to ride it out of the store. I found that photo and gave it to Kim because she called me and told me all of our family photos miraculously burned up in a house fire. One of the many facts that the whole world has no clue about. Wait for the new film on Netflix. You'll go on the culture shock when you find out.
Okay, so he just said that he reread something from I'll be sure responding to a commenter stating that, you know, that their photos, you know, mysteriously, miraculously, whatever word he used, burned up in a house fire. But by the post I seen, it wasn't a burn, it was a flood. And he has the receipt to prove it. So he misspoken, he mixed the two, wrong element. It was fire, it was water. But long story short, he had the receipts. Okay, so now I'm starting to understand why he posted those receipts because I didn't know. I didn't picture. I just seen the comments.
But that Mora came in.
Kimora decides to jump in. Echo says, Al, with all respect, you were definitely not taking that picture. That's not true. Let's keep it really real. No need to conflate lies for the public, please.
Wow. Yeah, I don't like Kimora.
Like, no, Kimora really did say Diddy on him.
Said Al was always ill. No need to conflate lies. And if you know, Kim and Kimora, best comments.
Okay, so it takes another turn because there is a lady, I think her name is Lala. I think that she is Kim's sister, but she's the one that's currently the one.
To be honest, I always heard Lala was like a best friend or something of the sort that I've seen. Like, I've always seen that, like, in comments, like, I don't know where else I heard that from, but I've always heard Lala was the best friend. But I'm going to be honest, when I seen the pictures of Lala today, I was like, her and Kim kind of favored. So I can see Lala and Kim being sisters. But either way, girl, if that's your sister, you are pitiful. Like, legit pitiful.
Really stays with the twins.
I wish my sister would. On some real ish. I wish my sister would. And I know she wouldn't. Like, me and my sister are a lot of things, but there's certain things that me and my sister are not. And there's certain areas me and my sister are solid in. I know one thing for sure. Me and my sister don't play these type of games. I know my sister will kill somebody over me, and that's real life facts. And vice versa. But my sister turned up ASAP. So I did not mean to say that word. Ill.
So I'll be sure posted this. And him and Lala went at it.
This is the post I was talking about earlier.
So messy.
This is the
Definitely
post.
hit that like button. We have 1,200 in the chat so far.
I don't know because I have, but this is the post I was talking about earlier that I caught this morning. So let's get into it.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We were really
Let me
close
hit
to
the
our
like
goal of
button
200,000.
first of
I think
all.
we're like less than 2,500 now. He says, Miss Kimberly Porter, Albie Shores, DMs. Miss Kimberly Buckley, Simmons, Perkins, Lesnar, and Hanzu should choose her words carefully when addressing Mr. Albie. It would be wise for her to express kindness, gratitude, or refrain from it altogether. Please refer to the screenshots of Kimberly's DM exchanges, which have now been deleted from her account and disconnected from Albie. No matter what tactics are taken to hide the facts, the true story of all will finally be revealed. Whether it's related to you, my brother, manager Andre Harrell, an old colleague, and Mr. Russell Simmons, in the connection, I'll be sure if it makes the cutting room floor. I've remained silent and classified about a great deal. It's ironic that you wait until 2024 to pop into my son Quincy's tribute post to his amazing mother and refer to Albie Shore as a liar. Personal photos we shared from my collection upon Kim's request. I did misrepresent that she had a fire in her home when it was actually a flood, as stated in the screenshot.
See, I told y'all. Be in the
It
streets.
might be beneficial for you to address author Chris Todd directly, who has published edited works to him by one or more of Kim's close friends. Post Kim's murder that present stories about you, also including the non-existent calculated fiction about Sean and I, who have never had contact with each other in the past 30 years, in a lobby of a next building in LA to support Quincy right before Kim's untimely death. Whoever gave Todd fake information set him up by adding my name to the nonsense to further discredit all, because I will be opening a full investigation into her death and all who have been together to cover up the alleged crimes. Back to my day job, which is caring for my mother, who is in hospice care with stage 4 cancer.
That's sad.
And I've committed to advocating for equality in this fractured healthcare system for Black and brown transplant patients while maintaining a healthy lifestyle after surviving death and several attempts on my life over the last 2.5 decades, including my forced silence. Check the latest follow-up servicing to Chris Todd and Amazon.
Pause real quick. You see how he said forced silence? You heard how he said multiple attempts on my life? And people got the nerve in the comment that said, I don't care, hot hell or water, nothing keeping me and my child away apart. So you wanna die. That's what you saying? You rather your son be out here with not one parental? Not two, but not one? Yeah, okay. Albie's doing for him and his son right now as best that he can, and that's all I'm gonna say. People have to have discernment, and I'm realizing a lot of people don't. And for the people that do have discernment, a lot of people don't even trust it. They don't even trust their own discernment. Speaking from experience, I had to learn the hard way. That's don't play about my discernment anymore, because I got tired of asking God for discernment, because I always had discernment. I just didn't act on it. You know, when you say, "Oh, I knew I should have, coulda, woulda, houlda," I knew. Nah, a lot of people don't act on that. Trust discernment on this. Like, come on, let's be for real, for real. Some people just don't have that. You got to have God. That's the Holy Spirit. You know, discernment is the Holy Spirit and guiding you. So there's that.
I didn't know Kimora married all those times.
I didn't understand that post that he the caption that he made.
I'm sitting here like,
is he sipping too? Mims is always sipping.
It says, he goes on to say, peace and blessings. This will be the last time I take any more time addressing this nonsense and the lie. As you see directly from Lady KP, we remain the best of friends and celebrating our son in private up until her alleged murder. We weren't rekindling any old romance or relationship, just a great, clean, and wholesome family, friendship celebrating our kid, love going back silent. Now, Lala, who is aunt to all of the kids, was not having it. Let me see if there was any more that he said in here.
He said a lot in there.
All the people had time.
Right.
Okay. The aunt comes back and says, you need to stop. You know, and I and everyone else knows the truth. Do not let me tell the truth. Kim's kids want nothing to do with you, and you know why. Now, I guess the only
I
thing would
told
be
y'all.
whether Quincy wants something to do with them. I guess that's really what's in question. I mean,
It's deep. It's deep.
let's see. Do not tell the Do not let me tell the truth. Kim's kids want nothing to do with you, and you know why. Now, me and the kids and her family and her friends are going to tell the truth now. So you better buckle up. You have hurt all of her kids for the last time. Kim, a lot about you the 4 times you spoke in 20 years. Damn. What about your other boys and the drama there? You need to stop right now. Soon the truth will be out. What will you do then? I will say this: there is a fraction of people who feel like the stuff that he says about Quincy in the press is unnecessary. Like when he always talks about Quincy being brainwashed. Let's see.
Energy providers don't want you to know about this.
So I'm gonna have my own opinion because once again I'm a mother of 4. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have my own opinion on how I feel about this. Um when it comes to people and their kids in a situation like this, I don't know how I would respond, but I'm telling you one thing. I know the way that I would respond will not be that most people feel like, oh, you should have did this and you should have did that. I will have to be strategic, but also in the same token, like it's something about my kids being threatened. You know what I mean? Like I feel like men do tend to think with more logic versus being emotional. Not gonna get into that, because we already went through the whole election thing, but that's genuinely how I feel. Like I do believe that men are more logic based than emotional. Not saying that is right 100% of the time, but in a situation like this, a woman and her kids, a mama bear, for all we know, maybe that's why Kim is not here today. You know what I'm saying? And he is because of his logic. You know what I'm saying? Because women are in the mother freaking chat. Women are in the mother freaking comments talking about, oh, you should have, could have, would have this. If I was the parent and nothing could keep me from my kid and X, Y, and Z. Let's be real. Maybe that's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? He's here and she's not, because there was an attempt on his life, and it was multiple attempts on his life, but he's still moving in a way where he's still alive and still trying to get his message out. So saying that, oh, people don't agree with the fact that he said that his child was brainwashed. Me, when I talk to my kids, I talk to them 100 straight up. I don't lie to my kids. I tell them the truth. I let them know what it is for real, for real. And that's about anything. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. I may be more raw with my 18-year-old than I am with my 13-year-old than I am with my 5-year-old. But 100% is going to be raw 100% across the board. It's just levels to the rawness. So being that Quincy is of age, a grown man, I think he's around my age. He's in his 30s, I believe, and the oldest. But being that he's at that age, I think it's fair to say the kid is brainwashed. Like, he's either brainwashed or scared for his life. And the fact that he posted that picture, knowing well that his biological father took that picture, to me kind of insinuates, like, prior to, I may have thought he was brainwashed, but to me that kind of insinuates a little cry for help, because it's like he's trying to reach that without reaching his dad. You feel me? Like, and being that that's his son, he caught on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he not wrong for saying his son brainwashed. He don't know why his son not coming home. So he know how Diddy is. He know how Diddy work allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So it's fair to say maybe he is brainwashed. If he had baby oil splashed in his eye, we know it's a topical thing. We know why he moved the way he moved. It's safe to say he brainwashed, because that's what the mother freaking baby oil was for. Okay? So, I mean, y'all could baby y'all kids all y'all want to. But this is a dog eat world, okay? So I personally keep it real with my kids. No surprises. No surprises. They hear it here at home first. So when they get out real world from ages 5 and up, They know what it is. Period. Oh, I forgot.
Section. Let's see. Somebody said, "My prayers are with you." Somebody else told him, "Let him speak his mind. We all know that Snake did something to her. We all know you
I
and your
seen
loved
that.
ones are still hurting. I just wish her family can get her accused." I think they meant exhumed and get closure.
I knew that too. I seen that. I was like, oh, I think she meant. Yeah.
The Muse says, "But you are silent when it comes to beating Kim's ass and all the horrible he has done to Kim." Lala responded, "You have no clue about her situation with him, so stop."
Neither do you.
Let me see.
Let's be for real.
Atomic Underdog says, "Auntie Lala, please don't do this. I know you're surpassing your boiling point, but please don't give these blog ass trolls what
I
they
told you
want.
her niece was
They're
up in
looking
the
for a
chat.
headline. Let the clowns perform their circus." Now, I'm not sure who Atomic Underdog is. If you guys know who that is and if she's really part of this, let me know.
So I went to the girl page. That was the niece that I was talking about. Like, she had her niece under there defending her. The girl did have like 10 plus, like 10.5, something like that, plus subscribers or followers. What is it on Instagram? Anyway, she had a number of people there. I don't know if she went private since, because it's like, how do you get that many followers if you're private? But she's private by the time I got to her page. So I believe that may have something to do with people coming on her page defending Diddy and Lala.
Let me see. The Doll Collective says, "Lala, shut up."
I laughed at that too.
Lala came back and said, "That is not true. And I know both of them well. Courts will prove. Live your life in hours." She also says, "I have known one of his sons since birth, and they wanted me to say something." So my guess is she's talking about Quincy. We don't know why she just didn't say Quincy.
Because it's a lie.
Because
Because Quincy can speak for himself.
the
He's
news
a
comes back
grown
and
man.
says, "You are silent when it comes to Diddy beating Kim's ass." Let's see. The Doll Collective says the son posted he had his father. He said that his father took the picture. Y'all choose to be messy with it. Just everything wasn't perfect.
See, I knew some of it. I was right. Told you I was snooping. I'm surprised it's still up, to be honest.
Okay. She said, "Of course you'd say that you're Kim's friend. Why don't you tell Kim to go worry about the money she stole from her husband?" I think she meant Kimura. "And why don't y'all ever speak on how she stole from a black man too, didn't she?" Let me go to this.
Yeah, because she definitely ain't black.
While I'm going to...
Oh, yeah, because, oh my God, I almost forgot about that. Kimura did steal from, allegedly. No, I don't even know if it's allegedly. I think it is proof. Not proof, but I really do recall, what's his name? Russell, not Russell. Is it Russell? Russell Simmons? I don't want to confuse him and his brother. Yeah, it is Russell. I do recall Russell saying that Kimura stole from him. I do recall that.
Have over 2,000 in the chat. We only have 400 likes. Definitely that like button.
Period. Hit that like. If you watching, hit that like button. Y'all heard him. I know I gotta go on StreamYard to do like this, but it's a different view. You guys can go to Albie Shore's page to check these receipts out.
I don't know why it keeps going back. Let me go under the comment section.
It does that all the time. It always goes back to the original comments. Okay. It's so annoying.
Lala says, "I have worked with all of these people. I raised Kim's kids, worked in major projects. Al will tell you that. He knows who I am and will never criticize because he knows what kind of friend..."
So it's not really real life Kim's sister, because if it was real life her blood sister, she would just say like, "What? That's my sister. What you talking about?" So that's obviously a friend speaking from a friend's standpoint, because my sister would never.
And how close me
And I
and
would
Kim were.
never.
I am no groupie. I've worked hard on everything I've done.
Groupie.
You should check yourself, because Al will check you. I have helped. So, there's a lot of grammatical errors. So sorry.
See, I told you guys, the way Lala was responding, it was like, you know how people lie and they get caught up in a lie so they can't like it. It was like she knew that she's paid to lie, but she can't get the words out. And the paragraphs were like this small, yo. I promise you. It was like one-liners, and she couldn't even get that out. I'm like, God dang, is she drunk? Is she high? Like, why she can't get that out? Like, it was not making sense. And then what was so funny is somebody that came for her neck in the comments. Came for her neck. I mean, long paragraphs. I'm a long paragraph type girl. I'm a long video type girl. I don't like them short videos. I don't like them short paragraphs. Like, I like length. I like details. Homegirl went in, ate her up, and I was like, serve. You will see my likes, comments. Chrissy_beats on IG. Yeah, you will see me all up in there. I was like, love that. Love that too, girl. Go off. But yeah, Lala was doing a lot of, I don't know, like none of the stuff that she was saying in defense to whatever, even when she came on the scene to say what she said, wasn't making no sense. Like, it's giving, like, I don't know what the freak. Crazy.
I'm trying to piece what you're saying.
Don't.
You should check yourself, because I'll check you about me. I have helped raise his son with Kim.
Al will check you about me, and you over here attacking him.
Godmother.
Annoying. Sorry, guys. I'm not rewinding that.
She goes on. So it seems like everyone is protecting Diddy and not Albie Shore and his son. He already spoke about what and how Diddy had him hospitalized for speaking on the mother of his child. I'm confused why he's being attacked. And Albie Shore is now alleging that Diddy has bots on him and his channel. And that's not too far off, because he goes on to show an account that he thinks is one of them. It says, someone from a TikTok messaged me with your name. Doesn't look like it's your account. Just letting you know so you know someone's impersonating you. And he says, are cyber criminal fake accounts. You can usually tell, like, if you guys don't really know, you can usually tell when somebody is using a fake account. You can go to their profile, and if it is a non-public profile with very few followers and they follow a lot of people, more than likely that is a bot. And initially we saw a lot of bots in the 2016 election. That was when the propaganda really started taking hold on social media. What we learned from that is they learned how to appropriately scam people. So now they'll use two Black people's faces. They'll, put mother of 3 or 4, father of this, they'll put a job, but technically because they will have a non-public profile, they'll have almost no followers, and they'll be following a lot of people, faceless too.
Yeah, they need to stop watching my page, because bots be following my page.
Anthony. Lala is the lady. You'll see her in a lot of Kim's pictures. She literally is the one taking care of the twins after Diddy fired Kim's alleged niece, who then sued him. It's a lot of shit. Like, we've learned a lot about this family in the last year.
I'm trying to think, did I hear about that? And I'm pretty sure I have. I do remember, I think that's what it was. Okay, so he just refreshed my memory, and I think I heard it from him and Sean Davey Way, because one in sync. I'm definitely gonna watch Sean Davey, because he's probably live right as we speak, and different insight, but hilarious. But I do recall that there was a family member that was like his nanny, and then she ended up getting pregnant, not married, and then I guess this because she tried suing him. Yeah, she did sue him, or tried to. I don't know if it was successful, but because she was watching the girls for like years, and she's a family member, a cousin or something, and whatever he just said, like, she was close, and she's been watching them for years, and when she got pregnant, he told her, like, you know, you can't watch my girls anymore. You can't be their nanny anymore. I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I wasn't there. But basically, he was saying, like, you can't be their nanny anymore because, you know, you're a bad example. Like, you're pregnant and you're not married. And it's like, Diddy, you have some mother effing nerve. You were never married. And how many kids do you have? Like, what? The example starts at home, male or female. If them kids is around you, you think that she's gonna be the one to mess it up? You are the one that ruined them girls. Allegedly. Like, it's crazy. So now I know. Okay, is it? I can't tell. Okay.
Let me go to Albie Shore's response underneath here.
How far are we?
I've seen a few straight shooters in the chat. Move Over says, you really so your silence wouldn't subtract anything. When you're ready to be fully transparent, we will be supporting. The cat in the hat riddles are frustrating. See you when you're ready to produce full disclosure. Albie says reading is fundamental.
Assholes.
Lala was under his stuff too. So mad.
He was under hers.
Me open this whole.
I don't know about her being under his. I know she was under others. Ooh, excuse me, I'm always burning this mic.
Damn it! It's something about when you open up Instagram on your browser. It doesn't fully open everything, for me at least. So I have to do all of these comments on my phone.
It's not the browser. I do it on my phone, and I notice that if I go in, you know, I may get a good, like, 15, 20 comments, and then it, like, resets. Like, it doesn't show you the full thing. It just reverts back to the first comment that I read. So he may not realize that because he's always doing this, but I'm always on my phone. So that's how I caught on to it. So I'm just saying. If y'all experience that, like,
When you turn this off.
alrighty. Little mid-center break. How you guys feeling right now? Is 0 people showing in the chat? 0. But I know y'all gonna see this later.
It's a Black Friday.
I thought it was done.
Somebody else says, why are you not Diddy? This man humiliated her, beat her, never married her, had multiple public relationships, kids, and all types of foolishness going on. It's obvious he's bought all of you. Lie at this point says, I'm going to stop. I'm very upset with the lies. People feel and say anything and not care about her kids who know the truth. This is all hurtful. I'm retiring from this. Thank you for your kind words. Now, she doesn't retire from this, but I don't, and this is just me, I don't feel like her kids know the truth. I feel like her kids now have to solely rely on Diddy because their mom was taken from them. Let me see.
If them kids find out for real, that they father did something to their mother, it's over for Diddy. Because what I told y'all in one of my lives, that one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, don't nobody on the earth as a parent know you crazy more than your kids. Your kids know who you are at the core. They seen you good, bad, ugly, cute, pretty, indifferent, whatever it may be. Nobody knows you. Hey, Richard May. I've been seeing you leaving some comments. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Oh, you show some love. Thank you. Thank you for leaving. Like. But yeah, nobody knows that. Nobody knows who you are true from the inside and out more than your kids. You can't hide from them. They're yours. Like you can't hide from them, no matter how much you try to hide. And I used myself and my sister when we were growing up with my father, who had a style. He was gay in New York, had a bunch of rich, filthy rich men that he dated from all the world. Okay, so me and my sister seen some things, you know what I'm saying? So no matter how much you tried to shelter it and hide it, why y'all think I don't let men in my home? Why y'all think I don't bring men around my kids? Why y'all think I don't talk to men? I'm not saying I don't talk to men, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not pressed for it because I've been raised in a certain type of lifestyle. You guys will never understand. All our pictures and proof of that lifestyle, like I told you guys, have been stolen from us. But me and my sister come from a totally different lifestyle, so I can totally understand. Like, like I use an example, waking up 3 o'clock in the morning to use the restroom and seeing a naked man running around. I'm just saying. Your kids know. You know what I'm saying? Butterfingers. Your kids know.
He comes
I'm
back
clumsy.
a little bit later. Somebody says, Lala, the truth you know and never said anymore. Help her get out of the abuse. And you dare say she wasn't being abused because she had a broken nose. As long as you're on payroll and you will keep coming for Albie Shore, but not the person that's the reason she and a lot of people aren't here anymore. Somebody else said, Lala, last we checked. This post was addressed to Morley Simmons.
I seen this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Albie Shore now responding again. Lala, last we checked, Miss Lane, this post was addressed to Kamora Simmons, XYZPDQ. So, again, I didn't know Kamora was married that many times. So it's interesting that you found your way here to battle people in the feed and throw around. Last we know, Albie Shore spoke highly of you for being there and looking after Miss Porter's twins. But the family and other friends close to Miss Kim don't really trust you either. What? I've never heard this before. I thought that Lala and Kim were like best friends. You're checking Al's social account, and it seems that you never bothered to reach out to him as friend or associate when he miraculously became deathly ill, went into a coma, and almost. We also didn't see his son Quincy on the visitors log at the hospital, so he didn't go and visit him either on his deathbed. We do have information that Mr. Combs' private jet has been to the private airport in Houston before, or maybe it's one that looks like his jet, where his biological father laid in a coma for months. We are curious and would like to know, have you had the same conversation with Puff Daddy, threatening to expose him and to buckle up because he has hurt all of his biological and now, sorry.
Take your time, sis.
Sometimes they're writing in all caps. They're putting stuff in parentheses. And
it's a lot
just
to
a
decode.
lot of run-on. Sorry.
It's a lot to decode. It's not.
I guess they're heated. We are curious and would like to know, have you had the same conversation with Puff Daddy, threatening to expose him and to buckle up because he has hurt all of his biological and non-biological kids, businesses, employees, and fans around the world? Did you find yourself able to express the same passionate level of dissatisfaction with Mr. Combs for his debauchery that caused him to be incarcerated? In fact, we hear that his beautiful...
Pause. Because we're going to talk about debauchery. Y'all know I'm big on Galatians. What is that? What do I say? Galatians 5, chapter 5. Galatians 5, chapter Galatians. I forgot how I normally say it, but what's up, Don? What's good with you? I'm hood with you. No, we going over this Diddy-ish, okay? But I wanted to get into the word debauchery because That is deplorable and it's an abomination of God. It is not allowed into the kingdom of heaven. It is not allowed into the kingdom of God, depending on the version of the Bible that you read. So, yeah, so I wanted to define debauchery so you guys can have a clear understanding of what debauchery is, so you can have a clear understanding of the type of man Diddy is. Okay? Because a lot of his charges, a lot of his you know, not charges. I'm didn't mean charges. A lot of his, I guess, court documents, whatever they were saying, a lot of the lawyers use the word debauchery. Debauchery is like, let's go word for word. It's an abomination. It entitles, and I'm gonna just paraphrase it. Debauchery. There we go. So I'm gonna just paraphrase it what I know at the top of the dome, and then I'm gonna read it to you guys. Debauchery is like people that indulge in sex, drugs, alcohol on like an unorthodox level. Like basically, think about Diddy parties. That's debauchery. Sodomizing, all that type of stuff. Like the worst of the worst of the worst when it comes to sexual immorality, when it comes to lewdness. All of these things are an abomination of God. All of these things are listed in Galatians chapter 5. Okay? You want to know what's not acceptable in the sight of God? Debauchery, lewdness, sexual immorality. Everything that Diddy represents is like the epitome of what's not into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Thank you, whoever gave me the 6 and 7 like. Yo, shout outs to y'all for turning up these likes. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, long story short, what's debauchery? Oh, yes, this is one definition. I'm looking at images because I was already Googling something else. Scorpios. Venomous Scorpios, don't mind me. I'm just a nerd. But debauchery, corruption of fidelity, seduction from virtue, duty, or allegiance. Okay, so that's just what they say. So it says debauchery, another example, excessive. That's what it is, excessive. Like think about Diddy and really happening because this is the tea I wanted to get into later. I came across a post from a supposed inmate in the same prison, in the same unit that Diddy is a part of. Voices disguised, but I don't think they did a good job disguising his voice. Like I can hear the undertone. But anyways, he basically was shouting Diddy out. He was saying, Diddy's a cool dude up in there. He makes sure everybody is good. He want to make sure that people are smiling. Like if he's up in there and he walking by, he's like, man, smile. Like he's a cool dude up in there. Maybe because he ain't got no drugs. But we'll get into that a little bit later because y'all know I be praying for Diddy. I hope y'all don't know this, but you should know this if you watched an earlier live that I've done, that I seriously pray for Diddy because even though he's in a state of mind right now, and I feel like it's still monstrous because you're still trying to fight for them. And I get that. You're a father. If you really genuinely love your kids, which we can say that he do, but to be honest, narcissists don't care. They lack empathy. You know what I'm saying? So they can't really love anybody, give a F. Trust me, I know. So you know what I'm saying? So like with that being said, I just feel like I'm still praying that he finds Christ while he's in there, because I feel like that's what other reason are you in there for? Get together. Now we can't use TD Jakes, so he had TD Jakes as a leader. He ain't do no good, allegedly. So we can't use TD Jakes, but and that was another thing I seen in another video that was saying like, the niggas in prison, niggas in jail, they turned on TD Jakes. So, but y'all need to turn on Phillips Mitchell. Shout outs to Phillips Mitchell. Yeah, so another definition, just looking at the images, debauchery, excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, or drugs. So let's be clear. Okay? We are not supposed to drink excessively. We are not supposed to be habitual drunks. If you look up the word drunkard, it's a habitual drunk. The Bible is very clear on that. The Bible is also clear, drink your wine and be merry, but not be a habitual drunk. So excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, and drugs. Okay. And it also says it's like, line two, excessive indulgence in sensual pleasures, intemperance, usage. Oh, I'm not going to read that. That's a use it in a sentence. All right. So excessive. Let's do the word extreme. Debauchery. Now I'm here. I'm here. I'm on the all. Debauchery, extreme indulgence in bodily pleasures, and especially sexual pleasures. You guys got to know, like, when I, oh gosh, when I begin to understand, like, I've been practicing on a celibacy journey for the last 5+ years. Okay. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. I don't even like to say how many years I've been practicing celibacy because I've learned it's a thing. It's a daily thing. Like you have to pick up the cross daily. You have to practice celibacy daily. Like it's a daily thing. Fortunately for me, I haven't had too many male encounters, like, because I'm single, super single, don't really date at all, been on one date in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. But even within my journey, I've learned the extent that I had no clue of. And I learned the hard way what sexual immorality consists of. It's not just or lewdness, because that's another abomination of Christ. You know what I'm saying? You said, Peace Jones, you said a lot of them have extreme craving for sex. That is just so crazy to me. Like, okay, so like when I'm sexually active, like, I need a husband because girl likes to F. Okay? Like, let's keep it 100. I'm very sexual and sensual when I'm sexually active. You know what I'm saying? And not exploring with multiple men, but just ask my babies. How you think I ended up with 4 kids? It's having a lot of sex. You gotta have a lot of sex in 1 month to end up with kids back to back. Okay? I'm just saying. And I was all for it. But what I mean is, like, this journey taught me the dark side of sexual immorality. You know what I'm saying? Like, where to the extent of how dark it is. And then maybe it has something to do with the fact that this whole Diddy, saga has came to light. To get rid of that alarm. Like that alarm, I was trying to germinate a seed. I ain't gonna tell y'all what kind. If you know, you know. But I was trying to germinate a seed, and I keep setting this to check on the seed. The seed done died. Matter of fact, what did it look like? Yes, it's a broad pad. I can't even find it anymore. Where is it? Let me take a look. I tried to germinate the seed and it did not work. Is it even in here? Evaporated. Oh, it's right here. And it didn't germinate because it was the wrong type of seed. If you know, you know. You said that's the Aries in this. That's the April baby. Okay. I'm trying to take away the Aries. Relate, girl. I can't relate. I'm trying to remove it from my vocabulary. You said that sounds like BPD. What's BPD? Watch is something I should have known. Okay, so like this celibacy journey taught me like the dark side. Like within this last year, I wish I can be very candid about the dark side of my celibacy journey that, was very much so exposed. But what I can say is it opened up my eyes to how dark it is. I really contribute that to, maybe that's where my intrigueness come from behind this whole Diddy thing, because it's very sexually immorality based. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about this whole Diddy saga is he was selected to be debauchery. He was selected to be sodomized. Those words are in the Bible, and those very things that is totally against, he indulged in. Okay, so it says extreme indulgence in bodily pleasures and especially sexual pleasures, behavior involving sex, drugs, and alcohol. That's all I know. Debauchery involves sex, drugs, and alcohol. What does Diddy parties involve? Sex, drugs, alcohol. Sex, drugs, alcohol. We not talking about no bit of weed. Not no God given green earth. We not talking about that. We're talking about some baby oil, topical. You can mother effer, shut up. You know what I'm saying? He had that bottle. Like, man, sit down. It's over after that. Okay. So we're talking about that. It says etc. What is etc.? Let's be for real, for real. It says that is often considered immoral. Sexual immorality. That's in the Bible. Go to chapter 5, Galatians. There it is. Here's my quote. Chapter 5, Galatians. Galatians chapter 5. Go to Galatians chapter 5. Chapter 5. Now I prefer chapter 5 Galatians because I've been mistakenly saying it like that for so long. But go there. It tells you right there. And it's not that. I'm actually going to dive and leave it on my community tab and then maybe go over it with you all in another. I'm going to take some time and break it down because I'm telling you that's what stuck with me. Maybe it's because of my celibacy journey, but God wanted to really have me focus and sit with that chapter and any relating to that chapter, other parts in the Bible that relates to that chapter that can, back that chapter up. Don't get it twisted. Your girl will sit, but I don't drink with the drunkards and I don't drink to get drunk. Okay. I sip. That's it. And what else? Okay. So it says considered immoral. And here they go with the sentences, right? He was glad when others joined them, men and women, and they had more drink and spent the night in a wild rioting and debauchery. What novel? This is coming from the Webster Dictionary. That's the citing. So it says, what's an example of debauchery? I bet you sodomizing is in there somewhere. Bad sexual behavior. Bad sexual behavior. Okay, so that etc. includes adults with minors. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bad sexual behavior. I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. Okay, so what else we talking about? Drinking too much alcohol. Just drink what Jesus turned into, what the water that Jesus turned into. Just drink that. Just drink that. Okay? Maybe a little shot here and there. But that's it. Okay? Taking drugs. Are you... We're not going to get into that. But the hooligans, GBRs or whatever it is that he was putting in that mother freaking baby oil. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. That part. Okay? Whoever gave shout outs to you. You the king or queen. Okay? And it says life of debauchery. That's exactly what Diddy was. He exuded in a life of debauchery. Now, I hope MIMS actually come out with this because he's been speaking on breaking down satanic rituals, specifically for not just satanic rituals, but more defined sexual satanic rituals, which he has been doing a deep dive. MIMS, if you ever come across this, I'm gonna need you to drop that video, please. I'm gonna need you to do that deep dive because I've been waiting. Somebody like me, the girl that practiced celibacy and have been exposed to the dark side. And I'm not going to say dark side. Like I ain't been on no Diddy-ish. It's just like my mind, my eyes been revealed. I wish I can tell y'all. I can't tell anybody. I told one person, but I really wish I can. I'm not ready to share that yet. When that time comes, maybe 10 years from now, it's a key. But when that time comes, yo, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna blow y'all mind. It blew my mind. I was caught so off guard. I had no idea the extent of sexual immorality. But I feel like this whole Diddy stuff opened up my mind and my eyes to it. And I don't know, maybe that I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. But yeah, it definitely opened up my mind and my eyes to how dark it is. Like I can just say this right now. Pay attention and you follow along to a lot of the heinous things that he has been accused of, and I'm not talking about the stuff that you like, man, this is a fake, report, fake story. I'm talking about the ones that really have real life proof, that really have real reports dating from way back when, that describe their night in hell with this debaucherous man and his colleagues and his people that just, it's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? What is a debauch? What does a debauch girl mean? I'm just looking at this. To corrupt by sensuality, inference, etc. Seduce. Okay, so about that. About that. So the one thing that the Holy Spirit been dealing about me in my celibacy journey is like, I know naturally I'm sexy, I'm sensual, I'm seductive. Like that stuff I can't help. Like, you know what I mean? Um, I don't like when people talk about my boobs and stuff like that, because if you ain't never had big boobs, you can't relate. Like I wear certain shirts because I don't want to look huge. Like I will look like I'm 500 pounds in the chest area and one in the hips. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wear certain types of style shirts to, like, so it can separate. Like I'm not like a plus size girl at all. It's just I'm top heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so God has been dealing with me because, like, one, I love to dance and I'm just naturally sensual and sexual. Like that was a natural part of me, but I had to learn to tone it down. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to delete every aspect of me, because I am who I am. If you don't like it, you can leave. Go home, and you can unsubscribe and never come across my page again. I promise you that. You can totally block me for life. Hashtag block for life. But out of that, like, I had to learn, through this journey of being celibate, of being exposed to the dark side of sexual immorality while being celibate. Let's keep it there. I had to learn, like, yo, like, even just recently, like a week ago, your girl used to dance. I love the mother freaking strippers. I love the strip club. Within this past week, I reposted Neek. Shout outs to Neek, because that girl can dance her butt off. Neek from Jocelyn Beret, Neek. That girl can dance her butt off. Y'all don't understand the dancer I was. Like, so back when I used to dance, right? I only went and danced at, gentlemen clubs because I just like to be an entertainer. I just like to dance. So when I got off that stage, I loved watching other women dance. Not on weird type of like, oh my gosh, no. I loved watching every woman that got up on that stage dance. Even the ones that people would say they can't dance much. I love dance because I find dancing intriguing. Like I'm all mesmerized by it. Like I just love dance that much. So I'll be sitting there with a client or whatever. They be talking and I just be watching people. And I'm like, oh, I like she did that. Like, I could be a judge kind of thing. Like that's kind of like what I was doing on the sideline, but I really enjoyed it. So that part of me has never left. Like the one I was in the strip club was last year. I have one 5 minutes away. Strip club minutes away from me, okay? And I used to pop up. I'm like, dang, I could be the house mom up in this mug. Because, they were some young girls. A few of them follow me, on motherfucking Instagram. But it wasn't until I reposted several of her videos. And she's a true dancer. Like, she's a dancer. She has art. But lewdness. Get into lewdness in a minute. Let me just put that up here so I don't forget it, so we can define lewdness, because that's all in the lines of not debauchery, but sexual immorality. So, God revealed to me that I can't no longer go to those strip clubs. I can't go to strip clubs anymore, y'all. I love the strip club. That's very nice. What you talking about? But I love the strip club, y'all. I always want to show my girls love. I will never forget where I came from. Like, I love the strippers. I love the gentlemen clubs. I love that lifestyle. I love going on dates with men to strip clubs. Like, I really do. Like, it's dang, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, after reposting that and where I'm at now, 5+ years in my celibacy journey, like, dang, like, I can't even do that anymore. So you gotta believe, like, it may not, when it comes to somebody's spirituality and their walk with Christ, it may not happen first thing first. The first thing God got rid of was my tongue. No, was my celibacy. Yeah, having sex outside of marriage. That's the first thing God got rid of. Second thing God got rid of was my tongue. Like, I put away a perverse mouth. I don't curse. Had videos from like 3 years ago. Girl was cursing up a storm. It was so embarrassing. That was never really me. And it's so embarrassing. It's still embarrassing to this day. I watch and I cringe like real bad. But now, the fact that like I understand that, like God does not want us to parlay in things that are an abomination to him. You know what I'm saying? So fortunately, that means I can't go in strip clubs. I can't show the girls no love. And if you genuinely knew who I was at heart, like I love going to gentleman clubs. Like, girl, like I invite my friends out. Let's just go have a few drinks, get some ones as they come by. Let's like whoever, because a lot of times, at strip clubs, I don't know, the ones out here that like they don't come by. Y'all is stupid, because whoever comes by here is getting a whole stack for the rest of the night, because girls like to skip over girls and girls be best tippers. I don't get it. But anyways, long story short, I really love that environment. I really do. But, for Christ's sake, and me being deeply involved in my celibacy journey, and me experiencing the dark side of celibacy, and me now today, now that I know what I know, lewdness, sexual immorality, debauchery, that the strip club is me of that. Straight up. Like, I was a witness to it. I seen it. My own two eyes and ears. Because if I ain't got my glasses on, I can't see it or hear it. But if I got my glasses on, I can hear it. So that's just what I mean. So, we're talking about, like, what does a debauch girl mean? Somebody that has, like, she seduces her sensuality. God called me, earlier this year, the last year, to, like, put some, like, I may repost some old videos, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm talented. Like, I'm a creative, I'm a visionary, you know what I'm saying? But today, you can't get me to post certain type of things today. I just can't bring myself to do it, because who I am today is not who I was yesterday, who I was a year ago. And I still been Christ driven, still been a follower of Christ, still been in this celibacy journey, still been molded by Christ. That has not changed. You got to give people time, and you got to give God time. God will change certain elements of a person that he does not find fitting for the kingdom. If this person is seeking to be accepted in the kingdom of heaven, he will change those things in due season, not your season. Okay? All right? Not your season, in due season. So this is the season where I realized, like, dang, I can't even go to strip clubs anymore. Like, I can't even do that. I can't. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. But, like, god dang, I really love going to strip clubs with men. That was my thing. I really loved it. I don't know why. I just loved it. I don't know why. I just loved it. So I gotta find a new thing. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. My husband, he gonna get a stripper out of me. I know that's right. Okay. And another thing for certain. Don't get it twisted. When I move, I'm definitely getting a pole, and I'm definitely doing pole tricks. But I'm not being a stripper-esque. I'm doing pole tricks because I do want to do pole fitness. Like, I love the pole. I miss the pole. If my room big enough, I would have a pole in here. Like, I'm telling you, I miss the pole real bad. So I do think of elements of way I can still express my love for the pole without my love for the strip club, my love for being in that type of environment, because we cannot be amongst evildoers. You know what I'm saying? And if you study chapter 5 Galatians, and any you're connected to that, you will know that. You will learn that, and you would receive that. So that's just where I'm at with that. Okay, so what else they got in here? Is debauchery a crime? Apparently. Oh wow, it is. It says instead, the law considers it a crime if a person is found to have performed the act repeatedly with different individuals without compensation. Wait, what? They need to get paid. Isn't that against the law? You can't get paid for sex. Okay, whatever. The core elements were described by the courts being indiscriminate sexual practices and habitual practices of debauchery. So that's probably why they use that word in the court proceedings, because I did find that interesting, because I'm like, oh, that's a biblical word. I never seen that word outside the Bible. Debauchery. And the Bible's very clear on that. So I want y'all to look that up. It's spelled Debauchery. Debauchery. Look that meaning up, study it, see what the Bible has to say about it. You can go, what does the Bible have to say about debauchery? Google it, and any look up the word debauchery and look up the synonyms to it. Lewdness, all that other extra stuff. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, it gets deep. It gets deep. It goes there. Degrassi. Is there anything else before we get into it? What is a drunken debauchery? Ooh, that's a good one. Debauchery is a noun meaning crazy partying and wild nights, usually accompanied by alcohol, by a lot of alcohol. So you probably don't want to engage in any kind of debauchery the night before an exam. Debauchery is all about indulging in some of life's pleasures, overindulgence, in fact. So will we understand a biblical word, a sinful word that's in the Bible, an abominational word in the Bible is debauchery. Debauchery is an overindulgence of sex, drugs, and alcohol. An extreme extent, and the best example that I can give you all to paint what that word means is everything that you heard about these Diddy parties. And I'm not talking about the cute ones, the all white, oh, I'm talking about the ones that start at clock 8 a.m. Them ones. Okay? So we'll leave it there. Oh, I did want to get into lewdness real quick because I can break that down too. Lewdness is a noun that means a state of being obscene or indecent, or the act of behaving in a vulgar or sexual way that is intended to excite crude sexual desires. You see how the two correlate? God don't like that ish. Sexual immorality. I'm telling you, I totally understand why God don't like it. I totally understand why we should practice celibacy until we are married. I totally get it. For those of us that, obviously didn't abstain until marriage. But yeah, totally. So let's get into it. Your girl been live.
Daughters are probably the most curious about what really happened to their.
Okay, I'm just bring it back a little
They're
bit.
putting stuff in parentheses, and there's just a lot of run-on sentences. Sorry. I guess they're heated. We are curious and would like to know, had the same conversation with Puff Daddy, threatening to expose him and to buckle up because he has all of his biological and non-biological kids, businesses, employees, and fans around the world. Did you find yourself able to express the same passionate level of dissatisfaction with Mr. Combs for his debauchery that caused him to be incarcerated? In fact, we hear that his beautiful daughters are probably the most curious about what really happened to their mother.
Who said that? I seen that too. I seen that, but I'm curious as to why they said that. Like, who said that and why? Why did they say that?
I get where Albie Shore is coming from.
Oh, it was Albie.
Those little girls are really between a rock and a hard place. And I kind of wanted to bring this up because in the real world, there are abusive relationships in households. So people are faulting Quincy for sticking by Diddy's side. This is a non-judgmental space. Are you, or do you know anybody who stuck by the abusive parent's side after something horrible happened? Like, are you aware of kids, or are you that?
Did I not say that earlier? And another fact is,
kid who stuck.
Hold on, let me find my thought.
For sticking by Diddy's side. This is a non-judgmental space. Are you, or do you know anybody?
Stockholm syndrome. I've experienced it myself, to be honest. But Stockholm syndrome is a real life thing. Thanks for the thumbs up, Don. I appreciate you. Yeah, Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. So what I believe is happening with the Stockholm syndrome, fear, manipulation, what he call it, brainwashed or drugged. Yeah, I believe all those things. We know anybody with discernment know and believe what they hear. I'm sorry. It's not going to be that many people that many years saying the same thing. Like they say, if it walks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it's a duck. Like it's too many people. We're not talking about a group of 5 people hating on one girl because she that ish. You know what I'm saying? We talking about from different races, sex, creeds, religions, like all types of people saying these heinous things, dating from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at some point you got to just, if you know, you know.
Who stuck by the abusive parent's side after something horrible happened? Like, are you aware of kids, or are you that kid who stuck by your parent's side who was the abusive one? Because
now, I ain't experienced no abuse growing up or anything like that, but I will say that I had my issues with both of my parents, and it didn't matter. I still love them very much so to this day. They still the best parents I ever had. You know, they get. I ain't gonna go there, but they're still the best parents I ever had. You still can't tell me any different. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying earlier. Like, them girls still gonna love their daddy. I'm sure they know how much of a monster he is outside of the essay thing. I would hate if they know how much of a monster he is involving the essay thing. You know what I'm saying? But outside of the essay, I'm sure they seen exactly what type of monster he is. Now, if it went to that extent, man, dang, you know what I'm saying? I pray to God it didn't. I pray to God it didn't. But am I going to say that we gonna take that off the table? Like it's a possibility that did happen, unfortunately, just because of how he moved. But another thing to consider, there are men that move that way with other people that would not touch their daughters. Just saying.
Real world, kids do. I mean, you can look to, I think Nikki's a big example. She stuck by her brother initially. The mom stuck by her son after the allegations, that Nikki's brother had violated his stepdaughter.
Oh, heck no.
I think in the real world.
Let me tell you something. If any of my siblings or that did something crazy like that, not sticking by them. I'm sorry. Right is right, wrong is wrong. That I've always been that sister. That's probably why most of them they like me today, don't like me tomorrow, like me the next day. I stand for what is right. Definitely is wrong. I don't care how blood we are.
Well, people do that. I don't,
condone at all.
I disowned one of my family members who didn't follow.
Wow. See?
But that's not always the case.
Amen. It's not, because I wouldn't. I would disown him too. I would not play that.
I don't know. Albie spent his first birthday, June 4th, went out of the coma with his son Quincy and brothers Justin and Christian, who we know are all young men, but may have been influenced to take the wrong path from time to time from the man who raised them.
Time to time.
Since that's the quote
from Albie
of the day. He raised Al's son. Raised him to do what? Respectfully, Ms. Lane, sounding more guilty than anything at this point. The author of Kim Porter's fake book on Amazon, Chris Todd, is the one that indicated he received the thumb drives directly from you. He stated her best friend, not Ebony or the others. It seems like the writing's on the wall, and the walls are caving in fast on the truth. When you throw a rock into a crowd of dogs, the one hit is the head barks. Sorry, throw a rock into a crowd of dogs, the one it hits in the head barks the loudest.
I seen that comment. He was killing them. Listen, Albie was clap backing. Okay, he was clap backing, and that was it. You said no problem. Period. But Albie Shore was clap backing it. Y'all need to follow Albie Shore. Let me find out. Because I can't see. I'm gonna leave it in my community tab because I don't never log in on Instagram on my motherfucking laptop. But I'll share it. I'll shout Albie Shore's Instagram page today if you guys don't find it or can't find it. I'll repost it. Give me 24 hours. I say that and it'd be like 72. I'm crying. But just give me some time. I'll repost it, okay? So you guys can see because if you following the Diddy saga, the whole thing, the whole ring and all that other extra stuff, you definitely want to follow Albie Shore because he definitely I told y'all. I didn't even watch this. I didn't watch this. He literally just posted this not that long before I went live. I seen it and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Perfect thing tonight because I didn't know what I was going to talk about tonight on live. Know if I will be reviewing anything. I just knew that I was going live tonight, and it just so happened by the time I got home, I seen that he was live. So I was like, okay, period. Like, so a lot of stuff that I said earlier in the beginning of this video, if you scroll back to the beginning, a lot of stuff I said he's reading right now. You know what I'm saying? So you know it ain't no cap. You guys gotta follow. I'll be sure. I started following the stuff that I've learned that he was posting, you know, through like Sean Davy Way. You know, he's another one that I will listen to between today and tomorrow while I work. The I want to watch Sean Davy Way with you all, but Sean Davy Way is a different type of crowd. Sean Davy Way, he's hilarious. Like you gotta be to receive him. You know what I mean? He's a gay man, so I don't want nobody talking ill about him or anything like that. But he's a gay man that I love. He gives it to it raw and straight. He just keeps it 100, but he do be saying some off the wall stuff. So I don't be wanting to offend anybody. But we gonna watch Sean one day, and that's just gonna be that.
Oh, Dr. J says, I was taken advantage of by my dad and my mother stuck by his side. I haven't talked to my mom in 8 or 9 years and have no intentions on doing so. It hurts so bad, but I'm a CNRNA right now and moved on. I'm sorry that happened to you, Dr. J.
That is so incredibly disheartening.
And I don't blame you for separating yourself from that toxic energy.
I don't get mothers. I really don't. I'm sorry. I came across a post today. Miley Cyrus' mother and Miley Cyrus' sister. So Miley Cyrus, this is why I'm telling you, God exposed to me and my sister when we were young. We wanted to be famous. Me and my sister, so much talent, dancing, singing, acting. We were like, when we were in New York, we went to a performing arts school. Like we went to multi-million-dollar fundraisers. Like we had a totally different lifestyle. That lifestyle God was from completely. And I thank God for it today. Back to be like, dang, I wish we didn't leave New York. I wish, this, that, and the third. I wish we could have stuck to our plan, like the direction we were heading. But stuff came out, even down to like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, those things that we wanted to audition for. I even did like a Kraft macaroni and cheese jingle. And the only reason why they didn't accept it is because I had my other family members involved. But I created a jingle for them in the audition and everything. Like, still know the song to this day. He's crazy. But long story short, God protected us from the industry. He protected us from the industry. He protected us from being seen in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care to reach thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I just want to reach God's people. I just want to reach people that God brings to me to give my unpopular opinion and people that accept that. You know what I'm saying? This industry, literally, I seen something the other day. Maybe it was Jaguar Wright that stated this, or maybe it was somebody else, but they specifically said that industry. No, it wasn't Jaguar Wright. It was a video I was watching on Noah Jacobs' channel. Another good one. I be reposting his stuff too on my community tab. He breaks all this stuff down too. Well, he watched videos that breaks this stuff down as his own commentary. But Noah Jacob had made a post. He reposted. He was reviewing a video, and someone in that video that is heavily involved in the industry that said like the industry, and I forgot what word they used, but it was amongst the lines of like the industry and the devil. We're just gonna paraphrase. It's hand in hand. Like it's not one without the other. Not the singing industry or like the music industry, not the industry, the entertainment industry. That's what he said. The entertainment industry as a whole goes hand in hand with the darkest stuff that happens behind closed doors. It's not one without the other. So that made me think about Kurt Franklin, TD Jakes, some other people. There was this I don't know if she's a pastor. I forget what it is. She's on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I did see a video of hers. If I think about it, I'll find it, but and repost it on my community tab. But she basically was saying like she was dealing with a pastor. not a pastor, like a famous artist that we all know. She said she can't even sing the song, hum the song, because we're going to recognize it ASAP. But she was sleeping with him in her worldies. And this nigga is a cocaine addict. She said he sniffed more cocaine than a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that we listen to in the gospel artist charts. You know what I'm saying? So the industry and the dark life is hand in hand. Like that's hand in hand. So when I think about India Irie and I think about what's her name? Ari Lennox. When I think about who else? Those that you be like, dang, why aren't they far? Why aren't they where they supposed to be? Because their music and it's because they're not allowed. Like God had a protection order over them. God had a protection order over me and my sister where we didn't get too deep into this, even though we had the talent. And I'm pretty sure whoever comes across this that has talent and who's been trying to get out there, but you have this certain relationship with and God does not let his foot up off your neck. You gotta thank God for that protection. Because I used to be mad that my mom didn't water certain seeds that was planted in me. You know what I'm saying? I used to be mad about that ish. Like, how like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't like we had all the talent, the experience, the classes, everything. My dad was watering those seeds, but my dad was also a gay man living in debauchery. You know what I'm saying? So like we had all of that, but God literally stunted that. And at a very young age, when Britney Spears, I tell everybody this, and I'm telling you 100% fact. When Britney Spears shaved her head, I don't know how old I was, but I feel like I was still living in New York when she did that. Because I really loved Britney Spears. We'll get into that probably next year, how much I loved her. But I really loved Britney Spears. When I see that girl shaved her head, I don't know why, but me at a young age, I knew instant, like it was my discernment. I knew that had something to do with the entertainment industry. I told myself right then and there, I don't want that fame no more. Because it was just so left field. Like I went from Britney Spears went from this amazing, beautiful, phenomenal pop star. We all were singing her songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was raised in Midtown Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my era. But Christina Aguilera, all that. But like Britney Spears for me, when I seen her lose her mind when she shaved her head in that picture of her trying to break a window with an umbrella or something, and she was bald, like me at that age, however old I was, that canceled all of my dreams of wanting to be famous. I just knew, like my discernment told me at that young age, like this is not a world I want to tap into. Like I knew it, and I said, nope, I'm good. So I'm appreciative for Chrissy Unpopular Opinions. I'm appreciative for where God has brought this channel to within this last year since January. God has took mine to a different level. And no, it's not something where I have 30,000 or 1,000 subscribers. It's supposed to touch exactly who it's supposed to touch. And I'm so appreciative for it because it's unpopular for a reason. A lot of people can't relate. A lot of people, you know what I mean? Like we come here because this is how we feel. Like we have unpopular opinions. We don't coincide with the norm. You know what I'm saying? We set ourselves apart. We set ourselves apart for a reason. That's the discernment of you're supposed to separate yourself. You don't know why you do. You don't know why you're not relieved. But here, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that. Okay, bring it back a little bit.
Oh, Dr. J says, I was taken advantage of by my dad and my mother stuck by his side. I haven't talked to my mom in 8 or 9 years and have no intentions on doing so. It hurts so bad. I'm a CNRNA right now and moved on. I'm sorry that happened to you, Dr. J. And I don't blame you for separating yourself from that toxic energy. A hit dog will holler. I told y'all this was messy. So basically, I'll Be Sure is saying that Courtney and Chris Todd got the book from her. Lala comes back and says, yes, I have spoke to him several times about speaking out.
I ain't see that one.
Quincy. Kim's other friends and I are still very, very close, and Kimura is one of our good friends, and we speak every day. I will stand up for Kim and her friends because we were there for each other through good and bad. We lived it, not you. Damn.
So
You saying things to people you do not know, nor do you know him. I'm guessing she's talking about Quincy. So stop it. She goes, so I guess she's big mad at this point.
yeah.
She says, you are lying because me and Ebony do not know who this person is who did this. We speak every day. I do not know him at all. I have bad to do on record about that. I don't know what she means there. I guess she meant to say, I have spoken on the record about that. None of us spoke to him. Anne was shocked about it, and Ebony and I worked hard to let people know it's fake. You are delusional. Then she tagged herself.
Yeah, she high.
I guess she was mad.
Or high.
She tagged herself and says, by the way, all of Kim's friends feel the same way. We are going to say it.
That's it.
Let's see.
I don't agree with Kim's friends. Like, I really don't. Because if they say it's true, Kim gave them like copies of her personal journal. She gave it to her select friends, a handful of them. It might have been 5, it might have been 8, it might have been 10, I don't know. But it was a handful of friends that she had that she left that memoir with. I'm curious as to why, how, after all these years since her passing, what is it, like 4 or 5 years, something like that? I don't know. But after all these years of her passing, how and why is this just now being brought up, like for real, and presented? Because I don't know, like somebody like me, if I knew she'd been through these things and stuff like that, this, I don't know, maybe, see, this is me acting out of emotion, not how a man would think out of logic, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be trying to get proof out there. So I don't know if there was like a certain aspect that like she said, like if ish hits the fan, then you release it, and they just happen to on it. Like I don't get that, because the way her friends moved, they did, like, you know, maybe Diddy got it from them. I don't know what the case may be, because a part of me, and I don't know if I said this, I feel like I said this out loud in one of my lives, talking about the whole Diddy thing or whatever. But I feel like some of this stuff is orchestrated by Diddy. I don't know what his notes said per se. I heard some things in the previous live that he done. I don't know what his personal, you know, prison notes were saying, but I do feel like something tells me like a part of the witnesses that come out, a part of this, like I even think down to like the video of Caddy and him being leaked. Like I personally feel like Diddy leaked that. Like I feel like, oh yeah, I did say that in my last live. I feel like he's like an evil genius. Like, you know what I'm saying? He puts it out there to make it seem like somebody else put it out there, but he's really the one, the mastermind behind it all, allegedly. Like that's how I feel. Like that's my personal opinion. So I feel like maybe he did have copies of the book. Maybe he did reach out to Chris, whatever, Todd, whatever his name is, and maybe he, you know, gave him the copy to put out. I feel like some of this stuff was orchestrated after he got locked up to kind of help him, you know, in a long run to win these appeals, to have this emergency hearing, you know, like stuff like that. Like I feel like that's a part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just feel like I think a little bit extra sometimes, and I just feel like people think outside the box, but some like to sit in the box. And sometimes I like to, because you know, you think too far out the box, you done miss the point. Like sometimes that thing that you're looking for is right in that box. And I feel like sometimes when it comes to a lot of the stuff that's being presented, I do feel like, because if you think about like the appeals he has after certain things came out, it's like, you said a hotel leaked it. Yeah, we can say a hotel leaked it, but again, like, why would a hotel leak it? You know how long since Cassie and Diddy been together? Why would they leak it now? Like, they waited for the perfect time? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It seems to me more like Diddy, who always had proof and videos of everything, you know, who's been the mastermind. That's how he had his power. I feel like he released that tape because if you, where I was going with this, after that tape was released, He then files and say, "Oh, the FBI put it out." Like he's trying to throw salt in the game because people are not going to think Diddy is the one that put it out. They're going to say, "Oh, he's saying that the FBI put it out, and if the FBI put it out wrongfully, then he can get out of jail." Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff that's been being put out, not everything, but stuff like that, like why would you think somebody would sit on that outside of Diddy? Didn't sitting on tapes. Diddy had the tape. We know that for a fact. Diddy had that tape. 100%. The hotel leaked it. Why would they leak it all of a sudden? Why didn't they been leak it? That's my question. Why didn't they leak it? He said he paid 50,000 for the video. My question is, why wasn't it been leaked? You know how many hotels he probably tore somebody? You know how many hotels actually that, because I did this, it was a lot of hotels that even like he had to pay X amount of money or was actually banned from because of the how ruined the hotel rooms were left. The suites were left after he had a night there. You know what I'm saying? Like just tore it all the way up. You know how many videos, hotel rooms and stuff that he probably has? I don't feel like 50 had anything to do with that at all. Like my thing is, if anybody have any evidence against Diddy, why would they just sit on it so long? Why would they not put it out? Been put it out. I feel like Diddy is the mastermind. I feel like Diddy has some parts in orchestrating what has been released, not so much. So I do feel like the stories that we hear of victims that you like, man, come on now. Like we know that like now they just coming out of the woodwork. Now they make it like some of the stories don't have not nearly enough detail. But there are some stories that does. You know what I'm saying? So when they called that hotline, they got that 120 victims for the Busby law firm. Don't worry, back up. When they got like 100, so I must have been on here over 2 hours. But when they got that Buzz law firm and they called that hotline, I do believe, and they said it within yesterday, today, they are charging him because of his notes, because they seem planning things from the inside. You know what I'm saying? To persuade public opinion, to how he gonna move. Like I genuinely been feeling like Diddy has some part in some of the things that came out against him, because somebody in their right mind, somebody that's an evil genius would do something like that. You got to sit in that box for a little bit and think about it. I'm going to throw this video out here. Yes, it's going to make me look bad, but I can say, oh, the feds put it out, because how else would they get the video? You know what I'm saying? So then he can file that appeal. The first appeal that he filed had something to do. If it's not the first, it was the second. Look at the appeals he filed. Look at this emergency hearing. And then look at everything that came out right before that. I feel like he's orchestrating things from behind. Diddy is not stupid. He didn't make it this far by being stupid and reckless. He has so much power and control. If you really believe that somebody else had that power over, they're not going to take advantage of it. Let's be for real. He somehow had the power. He somehow had everything that he needed to have. And I do believe he had a whatever Kimura, because that's what been said. Like he stole copies. He stole her computer laptop the day she died or whatever. He had somebody come clean it out. They couldn't even find it. You know what I'm saying? But prior to, supposedly she sent it to a number of friends. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, Diddy already had them copies. I feel he was the one behind the whole Amazon thing. And you know what, to be honest, I say Amazon thing because the book came out on Amazon. But to be honest, that's really how I feel. I feel like he was sitting in there. I feel like he knew he was going to go down one day. Why you think he had all them politicians and entertainers and whatever the freak else on video doing God knows what? Because he knew he was going to go down one day. And he knew, like, look, I'm good. That's why he feel like he above the law. Why you think he made that post? I don't know how true it is, but I see it on Instagram. You know, I get my news from the Instagram streets. But why you think he said, oh, I know. Once Trump won the election, somebody from his page says, oh, I know Trump is smarter than me. That's what they said from Diddy page. Why do you think he know that? Because he might have something. But let's be for real. Trump definitely obviously is way smarter than that. So whatever it is, but outside of that, because if that was the case, it would have been out there on the streets. Nobody went. I'm not gonna say nobody, but a lot of people didn't want to see him in office again. And I believe if it had something on Trump, it would have been out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, I feel like did he know something about Trump, and that's why he was like, "Oh, I know Trump is going to pardon me." There's stipulations that come with that pardon. You have to be convicted first. That's what I heard. Some people say you don't have to be convicted. Some people say, "Oh, you could do this and that." But for the most part, maybe that's why they're extending his his trial hearing to a certain date after in the inauguration. I don't know. But what I'm saying is stop thinking outside the box so much. Think inside the box. Think of how someone with power that always had that type of power, who in there that has that type of money, who is a genius that was able to manipulate his way up until this point. We're not talking about 5 years. We're not talking about 10 years. We're not talking about 20 years. We're talking about 30, 40 plus years of somebody operating in this debauchery way. You know what I'm saying? And getting it with murder, evilness, like just so much turmoil that he has caused in a lot of people's life. You don't get away with stuff like that by being, you know what I'm saying? So I just personally feel like he might have orchestrated this whole thing out. Like I'm telling you, man, people are beyond our capability of being smart. Those billionaires. Long story short, the people are that smart are billionaires. He was a billionaire. Let's think about that. Let's take that into perspective.
Goes on to say, Al hurt Kim in the worst way. I have kept my mouth shut. I was with her when she. I'm trying to paraphrase, guys. Al hurt Kim in the worst way. I have kept my mouth shut. I was with her when she and Al went through a lot of stuff. So they all have their faults, and I have said nothing about him. If he cares for Kim, he would be kind to her kids, and he is not. All for want no parts of him. Al for want parts of him, and I with them every day.
Girl, I stopped trying to read that.
Oh, sorry. All four want no parts of him, and I guess she's trying to say that none of the children want any part of Albie Shore, but technically only one would matter, and that would be Quincy.
And that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying in the comments. Keeps like pluralizing them. Like he only has one kid with Kim. You know what I'm saying? Why you keep saying his kids, his kids, his kids? Like they was trying to guilt trip him into feeling guilty about putting his truth out. Oh, the kids don't want you. He don't give a F about them the kids. He probably know too much. He don't care about them kids. I'm one of them people. I don't care about them kids. That one. Like F them kids.
I done talking. Okay, let me help her out. Get a life. I am done talking to fools who think they know anything and not.
No, I don't think you said, do you really think that man want to be in jail? No, I don't think he want to be in jail. What I'm saying is I feel like he's putting certain things out because if you think about the appeals that he had, they are filed behind certain things that came out about him. Think about the whole fact. So one thing I learned about yesterday, they're now like charging him or coming at him new motion foul because he planning and plotting. I guess that's against his whatever whatever the arrangement that they have with him being in prison. He's not supposed to have any contact with that. He's not supposed to have any contact with the witnesses. He's not supposed to persuade public opinion. And the notes that they filed, that they filmed during the raid, that was pre-planned. Okay, let's just focus on that part. The federal raid of his cell was pre-authorized, pre-planned. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no like, oh no. They already said, oh, we're gonna raid this cell. I'm pretty sure they did a sweep unit. You know what I'm saying? Probably what I'm saying is was orchestrated by him so he can use that as what he filed today. His motion is, oh yeah, they raided my cell. I forget the word that they use, but basically trying to say like they took his rights, doing that. They're not supposed to do it. Whatever it was, it's supposedly against the law. But the thing is that it was pre-planned. It was already out there in the works. So I don't know how that legally, but I feel like everything that he filed an appeal against happened before he filed the appeal. And I feel like it don't make sense for him to put that stuff out there so he can file the appeal to get out of prison. So I don't think that he wants to be in prison. I feel like that's just his tactic of getting out of prison. I feel like he's using himself, putting himself under the bus some sort of way to try and make it seem like the feds did it. Like he handing the feds information. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to know that Diddy is connected. So if it was pre-planned, federally, organized, that this raid was going to happen in this unit on this day, he might have somebody inside that may say that approved of that, and that approval may have came in a way where him and his lawyer can use that against the prosecutors and against him being detained and release him at least out on bail. My thing is, what y'all think gonna happen when he got out of bail? This man literally, his motherfucking bail, his appeal stated that I will have any women earlier. We know you don't like women's. The freak. And we don't trust that. I will take a drug test every day. So you gonna take a drug test every day without them IVs? Because I believe IVs will flush you out. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Diddy is a mastermind. He provides them with the proof to set them up to him up to fail. Yes, it makes him look bad in the public eye, but somehow there's always like a counter appeal, something that's happening right after he makes those filings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. You said I disagree. That nigga got caught up, period, point blank. He caught up, but it ain't that deep. Like, I feel like he really just puts himself out there. You know what I mean? You got to think inside the box. Stop thinking so much out. He got up. That's why he's in there. But while he's in there, I feel like he's trying to orchestrate. You got to understand the lawyers that he's working with are like top, high professional, high client, high paying. Like them lawyers are up there. So if they win this case or they at least get out on bail, that's gonna look good for them lawyers. I do believe that they're orchestrating a plan. Yes, you're gonna have to throw yourself under the bus. You don't think if you had that type of manipulation, you're not gonna throw yourself under the bus to get you out the bus, to get you over the bus, through the bus? I think that's what Diddy's doing. Pay attention once again to the appeals. Pay attention to what's being put, and like the motions that are being filed versus the appeals. They're counterproductive. It's literally back to back. They do something, they say, oh, Diddy did this, and blah, blah, blah. And listen, I'm filing appeal literally on his like 6th, 7th appeal right now. Since he's been locked up, since he's been detained in prison. And every single time he came out with an appeal, it was right after they did something. Just saying. You say ain't nobody about to put themselves out there like that. I wouldn't be too crazy. Stop thinking outside the box. Think inside the box. They would do that if it would get them freedom. Because you're not thinking about the appeal itself. Let's focus on the thing. There's an emergency video. It's called Emergency Diddy Hearing. I don't know if you know what happened today, but the judge mandated for Friday. There's a hearing that's supposed to happen on Friday. They demand why Diddy is denied bail, and the Abercrombie French dude was charged with the same like sex trafficking offenses is set out on bail. It's a connection. That's what I'm trying to. He will put himself out there if that means okay. Well, he get to do that. Like it's counterproductive. Like not counterproductive, counteractive. Like a motion has been filed against, and Diddy files an appeal. The motion that was filed against Diddy is something. Let's just throw out hypothetically something that Diddy. They grabbed it. Like I'm gonna throw you a fish, you gonna catch it, and now I got you right where I want you. So yes, I do believe that his lawyers and him are working strongly together. It may require throwing himself under the bus, putting his business out there because he's already in there. So what, like, people already know his business. We already know the type of monster he is. So we're beyond that point. He's already in there. You know what I'm saying? So what he's doing now is little ish. They already know. They already done her. So yeah, let's put the video out and blame it on the feds. Long story short, he blamed the feds, the Cassie video, but that had nothing to do with the feds. You understand what I'm saying? Don't sleep on people. If they have the power to put themselves out there to save themselves, they would. You just got to think like that. I don't know.
So there's a lot of Albie Shores people going in on her.
Told y'all that.
So then Atomic Underdog, who I think continuously calls this woman aunt, says
10,000
to Albie
followers.
Shore, Lala absolutely did not give anybody any hard drive because there was no hard drive to give. I don't know where that even started, but it's insane. Regardless of what conspiracies the world is cooking up, the truth will still be the truth. Lala has done nothing but a sister to Kim and a dynamic auntie to Q, Chris, Justin, Chance, Jess, Lila, and Baby Love. Notice how notice how didn't just say KP Kids. She has more pictures about all the stages of his life than his biological father.
So?
Shit. This is messy. We got over 3,200 in the chat. Definitely hit the like button. Kim said, love is not an on-off switch. Absolutely, Kim. But I'm willing to click some switches off.
Okay.
Celebrity Scandalous says, hey, MIMS, mom is retired, RNNP, pediatrics, had her own patient panel. Her experienced children will still innately love parents that have even abused them. It's not uncommon. Absolutely.
Very common.
It's important, like, when we hear these things and we see it on the face. For Quincy, it's all he's known. I don't know if his grandmother is still alive, and that's who he lived with for a big part of his life, but he did have Albie Shore to some degree later in life. And Diddy is the one who, I guess, was around. So he's probably extremely confused. He's probably feeling like he's responsible for his younger siblings. I don't really know what Quincy is thinking. But posting that picture, if he meant that Diddy took it, he definitely chose a side. But this lady clearly knows.
And if Diddy didn't take it, he chose a side.
Atomic Underdog. She has more pictures with Q throughout all stages of his life than his bio father. Not just pictures, but I'm taking all birthdays, graduations, parties, events, trips, and etc. And I don't want to hear about how the devil kept him away because there is no being from hell or heaven that would stop me from being a parent if I really wanted to be one. That's not shade, that's just speaking her truth. She's just as involved, if not more, than other people. Mr. B knows that making these kinds of posts irritate Quincy and are offensive to Chris, the twins, too, because he is still talking about their deceased mother. Constantly antagonizing Q isn't the way. Okay, so now I get why they're saying all four want no parts. So if you are in the Diddy camp and you are one of Kim's children, then that's how all four make a difference. It's not just Quincy. I guess from their vantage point, they feel as though Albie Shore is not only poking at Quincy when he's making these posts on social media, he's also poking at the twins and that middle one. What's his name? The middle one? King Combs.
Christian? His name is Christian.
Constantly antagonizing Q isn't the way, and that's exactly what he's doing by making these types of posts. It's rubbing salt in a wound that can't be closed. He can expose Puff for whatever he wants to and say what he wants on his page. But at what point does he stop to think of how this is actually affecting Q and the kids?
So about that statement, that comment that she made, the quote niece or whatever she is claiming auntie, I really do feel like it's F them kids. Like if you know what you know to be true, if I'm standing by everything that he's saying, it's F them kids. Like, what you mean? Like, he's supposed to cater to their how they may receive it, and his life has been threatened multiple times. I'm not saying threatened as in oh yeah, I'm gonna blow your house up, or I blew your car up. I'm talking about physically, like he was on that deathbed. Like, you think he gonna care about somebody else's kids? Come on now.
While many chase the time.
All right, we'll just sit and let this sink in for a little bit. Yeah, I knew another one was coming. But yeah, that's just something to think about. Like, I don't like, I feel like they're trying to use the kids in general to get sympathy and gain compassion. But there's a lot of people that's literally like, F them kids. And if I was in Albie's shoes and I knew, if I was in Albie's shoes and Albie is literally saying, like, he believes what he's saying. What he's saying, he's defending his right, wrong, or indifferent. He's defending what he's saying is true. Was taken from him. A woman that he loved. God, what song was that? It was a Jodeci song. Oh yeah, Forever My Lady. That song. I learned today that he wrote that song, and he wrote that song about Kim. So having my baby. She was pregnant with Quincy at the time he wrote that song for Jodeci, one of them. But yeah, like, so if he had this attachment to his baby mom, which, you know, I could care less about one of my baby dads, but I wouldn't want to see him locked up dead, you know, like anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different story. They actually had a private, you know, healthy mom and dad relationship where I feel like understood, look, we can't be seen in public together. Diddy would kill us. Sorry, unalive us. But I feel like, you know, they maintained that friendship. He has that bond with the mother that is taken away. He has the bond with his son that has been snatched from him. He don't know what his son, he don't know why his son moving away. He don't know what he coming up with anything in his head. Maybe he's trying to protect his siblings and that's why he don't want to come back home. Maybe he's brainwashed. Maybe it's that. He don't know why, but he gonna speak his truth. And you think he's supposed to care about somebody else's kids? Let's be for real. I'm not gonna have no sympathy over no man. This man posting Baby Love, which is funny because Sean Davy Way be coming for Baby Love. He be coming for her for real. Oh my God, it's so hilarious. But they posting Baby Love singing Happy Birthday Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming for her because he putting all this stuff so we could be like, oh, like, man, F them kids. Because you ain't give about them kids. You ain't care about them kids when you was doing all that. All them people that you've been essaying and doing all this stuff with, that kids. It was F them kids. There's probably parents that didn't even make it out alive out of them parties. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was F they kids, so it's too. Like, somebody's supposed to pacify and tiptoe around because they got access to the internet. What about the people whose mother never came home, who went missing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about them? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm on the F them kids side. Thumbs up, period. Oh, I forgot I had my bad, guys. I totally exited out of this. Let's bring it back. Bring it back. Okay. I'm glad it went.
It's rubbing in the wound that can't be closed. He can expose Puff for whatever he wants to and say what he wants on his page. But at what point does he stop to think of how this is actually affecting Q and the kids?
It doesn't matter. Them girls is about to be 18 years old, and that Baby Love, that's a whole different story because one of the videos that I caught with the baby girl, like I'm talking about Love, the baby girl, he just had like a year or so ago. I don't know, maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't know. She a big girl now. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. But the mother, they was basically saying like, allegedly Diddy was like, he got plenty of women pregnant throughout time, and they just snatched them babies. Women never even seen their babies again. You know what I'm saying? But supposedly this one, the baby mama of Baby Love, kept this one a secret. And that's how she ended up his baby. You know, she kept it a secret and until it was too late. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't give a F about them kids, to be honest. I'm gonna be real. Cause me as a mother, I'm telling y'all, I can turn up real bad in a lot of scenarios and a lot of situations, but how far God brought me to, the only way I can turn up is if I know I'm not gonna get in trouble. I have too much to lose. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Diddy is basically was at that state. He didn't give a F about them kids. He ain't care about what he can lose. He ain't care none of that. He was too busy trying to, save himself and please his own sexual desires, living in debauchery and all that other extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like if he didn't care about his kids, why do you expect anybody else to care about them kids more than he cared about his own kids? I don't get that. And I'm a mother of four. I can't, like, I don't, me personally, I don't think nobody cares about my kids more than me. So if I feel like that nigga ain't care about his kids, I'm not going to expect somebody to care more about his kids than he care about his kids, because that man didn't care about his kids more than him. You know what I'm saying? He did that. So you think somebody that has an actual child over there that's experiencing that, he been through what he been through, his baby mama is not even here anymore, is supposed to care more about them kids than telling his story and trying to fight to get his son back? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's better alive than unalive. You know what I'm saying? But at this end of the day, oh, think about the children and think about this. Did he think about that when he was ruining all them people's lives? Did he think about his kids? Did he say, yo, I'm not going to get myself mixed up in this because I know what could happen? Did he had those tapes of people that he was using to extort them? Because he knew, first of all, not knew, he actually been in numerous situations that he got himself up out of based on tapes. You know what I mean? He didn't give a F about them kids. He just thought he was above the law. Like, that's all it was. Is it on?
So it looks like Albie Shore is not going to respond to Atomic Underdog.
Because who the F is she? Like, for real, who the F is she? Private H?
Somebody said major spilled.
It's a lot of tea.
Somebody feels like she's on Diddy's payroll. So y'all, awards brewing. Gamora hasn't said anything, but that was a hell of a lot for me. Where are we on?
Oh, so she hasn't said anything since the post that I seen.
If you're just coming in, we don't even have 1,000 likes yet. But if you're just coming in, we are less than 2,500 away from our goal of 200,000 subscribers.
Okay, period.
So let's see.
I probably wouldn't go live if I had 200,000. I'd be so scared. Guys.
Let's see if the sound is on. I figured out a way to test it to make sure that the sound is on, guys.
See, that's why I don't want to do StreamYard, because this is too much for me to learn.
I earned this life. I ain't gonna never let nobody make me feel bad about the life I live.
This Tyrese, y'all.
I'll tell you right now, baby mama number 1 and 2. If you ain't learned already, I ain't giving you shit.
Period.
It's like I fought to earn this life. I'm gonna fight to keep it. Not giving it away to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna take this. I'm gonna shoot, stab, and kill over mine. Protect this bottom line at all costs. I've earned it, and I'm gonna protect it.
It's
I'm gonna protect it as hard as I've earned it.
All I heard was shoot, stab, and kill.
That goes for all my homies, anybody in my family, anybody I ever marry again. If you think I'm about to just give it to you.
He ready to go to jail over his.
Let's listen.
I earned this life.
Let's listen again.
I ain't gonna never let anybody make me feel bad about the life I live. I'm gonna tell you right now, baby mama number 1 and 2. If you ain't ready, I ain't giving you shit.
Period.
It's like I fought to earn this life. I'm gonna fight to keep it. Not giving it away to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna take this. I want you stab and kill over me.
He had me until he said shoot, stab, and kill.
Mine. I'm gonna protect this bottom line at all costs. I earned it, and I'm gonna protect it. I'm gonna protect it as hard as I've earned it. That goes for all my homies, anybody in my family,
This is a threat.
anybody I ever marry again.
You say you
You
better
think I'm
not be
about to
scared.
just
It's
give it to
coming.
you
Oh,
after I
thank you,
worked this hard
Don.
to get it?
Absolutely, it's a threat. I mean, but we've seen a lot.
Okay, before he get into his opinion, because I don't know what he gonna say, let me just say this: like being a mother of four, my oldest is with another man. Okay, my high school sweetheart, my best friend. Actually, as I was about to go live, he called me, so I promised I would go. I was gonna call him as soon as I get off. Shout outs to my baby dad, Hen Dog. Shout outs to the real Cino. Like shout outs to my baby dad, okay? Because he's dope. I love him. One of my best friends that I barely talk to. You know what I'm saying? Literally from high school. Love him. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Ladies, if you single, holla at me. That's a good man right there, just not for me, okay? But and part of that is because I left him to be with my second baby dad, which is as baby dad. So it's like, you know, I feel weird about him taking care of the man kids that yeah, I can't do that. I'm not vindictive and like that. But you said Don, you said that nigga a real actor. That's why I can't date no actor because they play too much. Like he was sitting in that chair sounding like a whole end scene, okay? But what I will say is this, like, I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm at, and this is probably TMI. Oh, my proof is right there. I'm literally listen, it's not that deep for me. It's not. Sorry, my phone is dying, but it's not that deep for me. Like it was like, oh, he not taking care of his kids. Like I need to take him for child support and X, Y, and I'm telling you, God is so good over here between me and his household, me and my children, where we about to go in 2025. Like I don't want no parts. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I empathize with him because I'm one of those greedy women. Like when I wanted child support, it's because I'm done very dirty. My children were done very dirty. I'm not going to put them details out, but they were done bad. They were done bad. You know what I'm saying? So in response, I was just like, okay, this man owes me this much money. He did all this for them other kids. He ain't do nothing for my kids. And I've been very lenient on him. I'm going to file. You know what I'm saying? But where I'm at today, like, man, keep your money. I don't care how much he end up making. I don't care. I don't care what kind of blessings he come across, you know, anything like that. I'm telling you, God is so good in my life to the point where I had inspired to just cancel and kill everything. Child support, arrears, parental rights. I'm ready to go on about my life. Children are ready to go on about our lives. You know what I'm saying? So like when I see women asking for multi-million dollars in child support, like what kind of lifestyle you think they had? Somebody was thinking for them? Like, nobody needs that much money in child support. On some real ish. Like nobody's that much money in child support. You know what I'm saying? Like child support is just child support. They're trying to rob this man of his livelihood. And I agree with Tyrese. Like, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I'll fight. What he say? Still fight. Whatever he said. I listen, it is a threat, but I get it. I get it. No man that, and then people, oh, you should take care of your responsibilities. I don't think it's a situation where he's not. I feel like I don't know ins and outs, but I know he's a man of God. I know he's a man of faith. I know he has discernment. I know anybody that reads the word that's a man of God knows you're supposed to take care of your children. You know that. That's not even up for debate. The Bible is very clear on that. Being responsible for your home, your family, the children that you should provide for, your lineage. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is very clear on that. So I don't feel like he's a man that just totally abandoned his responsibilities. He just ain't trying to pay that much motherfucking money because who the F are you? You trying to take, why are you trying to take that man whole livelihood? He worked hard for that. If anything, I'd be trying to file for custody if I was him. But I don't know, because, you know, he kind of been crashing out on mother freaking social media for years now. So he probably looks unstable because I feel like in the comments, a lot deem him as being unstable. But somebody that's empathetic, that's an empath like myself, I see him. I see him for him. He's a genuine soul who was done dirty, who fell in love with the wrong women, that had children with the wrong women. You know, more men need women like me. Like, listen, keep your money. I trust God. God is about to take me to a whole different level. I'm already been taking a whole different level. Do what you wear. If you make $100,000 a year, $100 million a year, I just hope you think of my children when that time comes, when they old enough and you got something set aside for them. You know what I'm saying? When that time comes, whether it's in your death, if you die and you put it in your will, just like, listen, when I come across them, look, I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But me, at this point where I'm at in life, like, man, God is so good. I don't want your money. I don't want none of that ish. So I do empathize with him. And this is a single mother of four. I have to say that. Single mother of four, three younger children under the age of 18. And I just feel like I don't agree with women doing things out of bitterness. You know what I'm saying? Me, I filed out of principle. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm actively in the process. Tomorrow it will be set, it will be filed. I am canceling everything. I don't want nothing to do with the thing. Have it. You can keep your money. I don't want to see you in jail, because that came down to, like, do I want to see this man in jail? Is it that deep? Do I want him to have a bench warrant because he's not paying child support because he refused to be in their lives? Like, no, it's not that deep for me. Like, I overcompensate my children. We're good. We're good. And we have God. Like, I'm telling you, God literally elevates me so that I can provide for these children. I trust God wholeheartedly. I don't care what that man do with his money. I don't care what he do. That's where I'm at in life. So I just feel like, money changes people or whatever, but let that man keep his money. Let the man keep his money. At the end of the day, that man is going to have to deal with the repercussions. What goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? It's biblical. You know what I'm saying, about a man that don't take care of his. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't got nothing to do with me. One man that take care of mine, and I overcompensate for whatever I felt like or feel like my children lack the best way that I can. There's areas that I feel like my children lack that I can't overcompensate or compensate for, but that's why I try to overachieve in whatever way I can. But let me tell you something. I cannot wait till this stuff is dismissed, because it's a relief for me. I want to relieve you, and I want to relieve me. Why would anybody want to continue to go through this? Like, you know what I'm saying? A nigga don't want to pay child support. At some point, you got to just wave the white flag. Move on with your freaking life. You're not going to get that money anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to keep enforcing it, that man's going to end up in jail. Is that really what you want? Do you really want to see that person in jail? Do you really want to see that person, suffering in that way? No, like, it's on your conscience, bro. That's it. That's it, and that's all. So I understand why he feel the way he feel, because they're trying to take everything. They're not even trying to take a little $280 a week. They trying to take millions a month. Okay? That's ridiculous. Greed. And this man is stressing out over it. It's not fair. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with it. I do believe that if you are not active, you should pay child support. But when you reach a certain level, literally in life, because God has been so good for you and your children, you just reach a certain level of peace. Like, I want peace for all of us. Whatever makes you happy. Okay? You don't have to be a burden. We don't have to be a burden. No more burdens. No more burdens on my fault. That's literally where I'm at. So that's a little but that's just where I'm at, because maybe somebody might come across this. Hopefully not family members that be watching me all the mother freaking time. Please unsubscribe and hop off. But everybody else, somebody might come across this. Thank you for hopping off. But then somebody might come across this that may feel the same. Like, people think, child support up. Me, all I wanted to do is use it towards my kids. I can pay my own bills. There's some kids I need help with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, God has been so good. I'm a single mother. No man, no handouts, no mother freebies, no assistance, no none of that. I'm working hard for everything that I do for me and mine. Literally. That's a blessing that I can do that. So knowing that and having that realization, like, I'm like, yo, God will be looking out for me. I don't need nothing. I don't need to rely on nothing. I don't need to rely on something that may come in the future that we don't have right now, that he don't have right now. You know what I'm saying? I just know Jeremiah 29:11. God has plans to prosper me and mine. Okay? And that's just what I stick on. And that's exactly what he has been doing. So for all you said keep eye. But for all you bitter, bad Betsy baby mamas, if you need it, that's a different story. I'm not disputing that. But if you don't need it, like you got some mother freaking nerve. You got some other freaking nerve. And even at a time, even though still, like, I'm not gonna lie, I still feel like, I can benefit, my children can benefit, you know what I'm saying? Significantly additional support. You said keep going, okay, period. But I feel like, even though we can benefit from it, I'm telling you, the way God me, the way he inspired me to just be like, trust him. I'm telling y'all, 2025. I rebuke Satan and his devices and the mind of spirits right now in the name of Jesus. I cancel you and return to sender. If you got anything set for me and mine in my future, I cancel it and return to sender. And that is a real life thing. I done seen it happen in real life, so you might want to watch yourself. But what is set in stone, what is in the works, the plans that God has to prosper me and mine, man, I don't need nothing from nobody but God. On some real ish. The only thing I tell God all the time, I don't mind working for mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no. Present me in opportunities. I work in corporate. Put me in places and opportunities, divine opportunities that will elevate me so that I can elevate my children. That's the only thing I care about. That I care about that more than I care about getting married, more than I care about being in a relationship, more than I care about a nigga being up under my nose hairs, up under my breath. Like, I just care about being so financially set for my children that I created this life through Christ for my children. And it was just all God. All God. All glory be to God. So that's just where I'm telling you, God put that peace in my heart. So, baby daddy, if you see this, baby number 2, no beef. You have been relieved from your responsibilities. The papers will be filed tomorrow. Period. And on that note, we're gonna wrap this up. Okay. I will repost this video in case y'all want to catch the other, I guess half. I can't really see, but I get it looks like it's half. So half of the video or whatever the case may be. If you come across it and you made it to the end, leave your thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're trying to reach a goal here. If you haven't watched the entire video, please go back and watch the entire videos because the goal that I need to reach requires you to watch. Okay. Oh, you said, Don, you said you appreciate me. Man, I appreciate you too. Period. Period, Don. Shout out to you, Don. I appreciate you too. But yeah, so like if y'all made it to the end, leave your thumbs up, show some love, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's it. I think that's it. It's about to be 9:00. Oh, perfect timing. Here we are. We're gonna wait until it get 9:00. Any last remarks? Yeah, let's end on a good note as far as Diddy is concerned. I know we are very much so in debt and indebted to what's happening right now. I really do feel like Diddy is like an evil mastermind, but I pray that he humble himself. And I pray that he finds God while he's in prison. And I pray that he atone for his sins before it's too late. That's what I'm praying. You said when I'm coming back, I'm going to try and be back tomorrow because I missed yesterday. So I'm going to definitely try to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last in office day if I make it to the office tomorrow. But so far, I worked yesterday and today in the office. You said that's a bad period. Okay. If you something you want to talk about or you want me to watch or review, let me know. I don't mind. We could take a twist. We could talk about some other ish. You know what I'm saying? This just popping today. So, you never know with Diddy. Like, it's just random thing in a different day. Like, literally. It's almost 9:00. So just keep in mind, if you make it to the end, just keep Diddy, his daughters, his sons in prayer. More so just that they atone for them sins, you know what I'm saying? Praying over them babies, them girls, even baby Love, you know what I'm saying? Because, well, she's a newbie, so hopefully she dodged a bullet. But them girls, I don't know what they've been exposed to, but I know that they're young And I know that they've been under his watch for a long time. So just keep them in your prayers, Diddy included. Diddy included. I honestly really said in my other life, like I feel bad for him. And I feel bad because it's like, the end result if he don't humble himself. If you're a believer, you know what the ending result is. And it might not end very pretty. And even if it still don't end very pretty physically, he can still end up, on the right side, of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And so I just pray somehow, some way, while he's making those good contacts and connections incarcerated, that, somebody leads him to Christ, reintroduce him to Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep you and yours in prayers, F. Diddy. Nah, we are called to pray for our enemies. We are called to pray. That's what God wants in us. You know what I mean? Like, I pray for my enemies all the time. All the time. And I genuinely support them and pray for them, irregardless to what. Like, that's just my heart. You know what I mean? I know it's hard. And, that may just be something that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? And ask God that from you. Because if we can't get to a place where we can forgive, we can't be forgiven. And I know, don't you want to make it to the kingdom of heaven? Do that. You got to get to that place. Even if you can't do it right now, you say you don't, even if you can't do it now, there's been times I really hated people and wanted them to die and straight up said it out of my mouth to God that I want them to die. Cancel them today, Lord. But in that same breath, I'm like, I know I shouldn't be thinking this, and I know that's not your will. So remove that from me. You know what I'm saying? Soften my heart. You know what I'm saying? I want anybody that has a chance because we ain't no better. Their sin ain't no different than ours. Diddy's sin ain't no different than ours. It may show up differently because we wouldn't do those things. But to be real, lying is a sin. And it's just as bad as it don't look like that on the outside because we're in the flesh. But in God's eyes, all that is equal. He said, never been a fan of him. See, maybe that's why, because I was a fan of him. Like, I was very much so. So that's probably why I feel bad. Like, dang, Diddy, you done went that far, did all that. I think of him as deplorable. He's disgusting. He's a monster. But I still pray for him. I still pray that God, somehow is able to be revealed to him while in there, that he's not too haughty, that he can see himself less than a God and see himself more as, human, and see himself more as the mistake he made. I pray that not just for his sake, but, like I said in one of my lives, my last live, like, that's important for the victims too. It's one thing for, and I was a victim of something, you know what I'm saying? I've been through my own thing when I was like 17 years old, been my own thing, and I held on to that for some years. And then I finally, once I got some therapy and counseling for it, I was finally able to talk to that person about, because like I said earlier, I had a sense of Stockholm syndrome. My ex and other people like, well, why you still communicate with this person and this, that, and the third after they attempted to do X, Y, Z? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I don't know. I couldn't even explain it my daggone self. I couldn't even explain it. But once I learned it was a sense of Stockholm syndrome, and, when I came back, because I had went away or whatever, I told that person before, like, we can move forward and, continue our bro and sis relationship, I need to have a conversation with you. And that person knew exactly what I wanted to talk to them about. And this was like 10, 15 years later. Real life-ish. I talked to that person. When I went to see that person, I thought that they were going to deny what they did. I thought they was going to plead the fifth, because the middleman in between us was like, oh, that person said that didn't happen. That person said nothing like that. But when I looked that man in his face, he said, instantly, I knew this is what you wanted to talk to me about, and I wish you would have said something earlier. Even though I don't F with that person today, totally don't, but I needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, me as the victim, 17 years old, you did the most. You did the most. And when I reach a level where we can have subscriptions, I will be very candid about exactly what happened and exactly was. Because I know there was stories being spread about me. Oh, you this with his, no, it was never a situation like that. But in a situation where I confronted him, he owned up to it 100%. And I did not expect that. Not expect it. And honestly, like, it was a real raw conversation. And I'm looking at the person that, kind of, took it. That was the only time I ever have been taken advantage of like that in my life. You know what I'm saying? So looking at that person and talking to them, I was just ready to hear, oh no, the rejection. Oh no, I ain't do that. And that's not what happened. No, he owned up to it 100% with no problem. Which was kind of weird because the person that was like in the middle of it saying, oh, he was denying it. He was denying it. So it kind of made me look at him funny. But hearing it come out of that person's mouth, it meant a lot. So if not for nothing, for the victim, we need Diddy to humble himself, because a lot of people, like, some stories, some chapters can be closed with no closure, but situations like this, it be too deep, and you don't know what kind of healing that does that person, the accuser, to admit to their faults. You know what I'm saying? So we do want him to come to a place where he can humble himself and where he can confess and atone for his sins. He may not have to blatantly spell it out, but just to ignore, like, yo, I did a lot of effed up things to a lot of people, and I'm exactly where I should be. That's more than enough. Because I don't care how much, we pray for him and forget. I do believe he still should be in jail until the day he died. That's bottom. Like, you did too much. That's me. My personal. I'm not God. I'm not a judge. But me personally, I feel like, irregardless whether he repent or not, he still should be in there because he has to. He has to atone for him. You know what I'm saying? For the sins that he done to others. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did some really tasteful, disgusting, inhumane, debauchery things to people, like numerous of people, men, women, and children. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's exactly where he's supposed to be physically. I want him to be where he should be mentally. That may take some time, but that takes our prayers. So we definitely need to pray for him. We definitely need to exude the fruits of this long suffering, forbearance, peace, love, joy, gentleness, kindness, in that sense. You know what I'm saying? But Mother F, throw him under the jail. Absolutely. I'm 100% down with that. But still hope and pray that he gets to a point where he can confess before he died. Because just about Hugh Hefner, all them people that he took an advantage of, he did the same things to, and he was able to go to it with his grave. And these people were only able to talk about it after he died. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just think about those people. You know what I'm saying? That didn't get to hear that. Like, I was wrong and I did this to all these women and effed them up. There's a lot of women from Hugh Hefner Playboy Mansion that are effed up to this day. Women that lost their lives, that were in the same situations. And let's not forget, Diddy brought Hugh Hefner's house. I don't know if that's Star Island or the house in Miami, but it was owned originally by Hugh Hefner. So let's just throw that in here. That spirit was lingering. So yeah, let's break the cycle. Let's break the curses in Jesus' name. That period, point blank. I'm 100% down with that at the end of the day. So yeah, it's all about being fruitful. Whether we like it or not, we got to think about everyone involved, not just the monster, but about the people that should hear it. The people should hear humble himself. People should hear him have a come to Christ moment. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be beautiful. Not saying 10%, not saying let that nigga out, but let that nigga speak. Let that nigga confess his sins. Give that nigga a chance to own up for his sins. I don't care if people want to hear it or not. But I do believe that the victims, that is something that they definitely want to hear. Just speaking from my own personal experience, I didn't expect to hear that, but when I got it, I'm telling you, that was a closed chapter that I definitely need to hear. That I still stand by. That I still am able to walk with, even 10 years from then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to talk about that now, and I really talked about it with a lot of people, only in my inner circle or people that I've been friends with, as they 100% know all about that. Some people just found out about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there. So, and it's, listen, we'll get into more details, you know what I'm saying, when I am able to have subscriptions and you guys you can subscribe to that tea. You know what I'm saying? It's not really TT for real, but it's personal. You know what I mean? And it's not what y'all think it is. It wasn't nothing that went all the way. It was, a essay situation. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that was, but it was an essay situation, and it turned me off from certain, sexual experiences in my life for years. until I was dang near 30, 28 years old because of that situation. So once again, I feel like victims need to hear, I'm sorry. And they need to hear, listen, it's wrong. I own up to that. And that's literally what he said. I should have never had done that. He said, I wish you would have said something sooner. And that's crazy because I never thought that. Because the person that was in the middle was steady saying, oh, he denying it. He said that didn't happen. I had a completely different reaction from that person than what I expected to have. So with that being said, it's 10 minutes after 9. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I thank y'all for stopping by. Peace and love, love and harmony, and be blessed. Mwah. Yes. Oh yeah, by the way, everyone loves my nails. My nails are a hit everywhere I go. And they be like, you did it? Yes, I did. All right. See you tomorrow, Don. Thank you so much for stopping by again. I appreciate you so much. All right. Y'all have a blessed evening.